to today o. Woodday house. Bẹ́fẹ́ bẹ́kọ̀. Àwa gan ní jẹ́ ẹ̀sùn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ ká nígbádùn Nàìjíríà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwa náà ní ṣe jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wa kọ́ sinmi. Bàbá ṣe ń jí lójoojúmọ́ la máa gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation wá síwájú gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà pátápátá tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ títọ́ àtòdodo. Ta ló tí sùn, ta ló wà nílé? Ta ló wà nílé, ta ló tí sùn? Àkú kérésìmesì, ọdún dé, kérésìmesì. Ta ló wà nílé, ta ló tí sùn? Láago 11 ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ lọ lù. Ilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ́ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ni o. Mo kí gbogbo ọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Mo kí gbogbo apá tó káàbọ̀ sórí ètò KOIKIMEDIA, ètò akọ́mọnilédè. Bàbá wa Bíọ́dún ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ tí ń wọlé, àtẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa tún wò, àtẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa wò live. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá ti láǹfààní àti tí wàá fi gbọ́ wa lálẹ́. Àwa náà ni o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Nigeria economy àti school toilet ní location 419. Location confusion. Location tó ti bayé jẹ́. Nigeria the crime scene. Kí Nigeria ti bayé jẹ́ àbí kò tí bayé jẹ́? Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé báwa táì tí sùn ni o. Ẹni tó bá ti sùn, ẹ máa bá wa lọ́la, ẹ máa wo program yẹn lọ́la. Àtàárọ̀ báyìí orí laptop la wà. Ọlọ́run kò fi wá lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Bá ṣe ń ṣe kan tán là ń bọ́ sí mi. Never ending. Mo lọ pe iṣẹ́ media. There's always a lot of work to do. It is why media is a very tedious job. Ṣiṣẹ́ tó difficult to the ṣiṣẹ́ tó difficult to ṣiṣẹ́ tó easy. Every job ló ní tiẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. So as we're back again tonight, mo fẹ́ yẹ ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Nigeria economy. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Nigeria economy and why that economy must collapse completely. A gbọ́dọ̀ collapse tá bá fẹ́ rọ́nà lọ, because àwọn criminals la kàn jẹ́ kó máa gbádùn Nigeria. Àwọn criminals, àwọn ló ń gbádùn ayé Nigeria. While many of us today have been badly affected. And tó bá wá náà were affected, ẹni kó wá sọ fún wa. Ẹni tó bá ní òun tí wà affected pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń pè ní Nigeria, ẹni kó jáde kó wá sọ fún wa. Torí pé àwa mọ̀ pé Nigeria ti affect ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ṣàlàfíà ló wà, my brother. Àwa mọ̀ pé Nigeria ti affect everybody. But àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ accept pé Nigeria ti affect everybody. And that is the reason why ta ṣe ń jáde back to back. Kọ́lọ́n kó máa fún wa ní àlàáfíà tá máa fi ṣe. Kọ́lọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́yìn tá à ń sọ fún náà. Kọ́lọ́n jẹ́ gbọ́. Tẹ́yìn bá ti gbọ́, ẹ ti make ìdajì iṣẹ́ wa, ẹ ti jẹ́ kó easy fún wa.
Sunday ọmọdé yẹ mọ́, lákìkanjú kan tí mo mọ̀, Ọlọ́run bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀, ènìyàn ń bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ó dúró tán. Sunday ọmọdé yẹ mọ́ lákìkanjú kan tí mo mọ̀. Ọlọ́run bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ tènìyàn bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. Àwọn kan jagun wọn dẹ̀ kú síbẹ̀ àmọ́ tọ́mọdé yẹ mọ́ orí bẹ́ẹ̀. Sunday ọmọdé yẹ mọ́ ṣọ̀rẹ́ ni tọ́lọ́ ń bàbẹ̀ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. Kò sógun kógun tó lè jà tí kò ní borí iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ́. Sunday ọmọdé yẹ mọ́ òun lákìkanjú kan tí mo mọ̀. Ọlọ́run bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ènìyàn bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ó dúró tán. Kí lẹ wí? Sunday ọmọdé yẹ mọ́ Ìgbòho lákìkanjú kan tí mo mọ̀. Ọlọ́run bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ tènìyàn bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ó dúró tán. Sunday tí mò ń sọ nípa ẹ̀ akíkanjú lórúkọ ẹ̀ òun lọkọ rọ́pò nílùú Jámánì òun ni bàbá dámì tí mò ń sọ. Àwọn kan ti jagun tán bógun lọ ṣùgbọ́n tọ́mọdé yẹ mọ́ orí bẹ́ẹ̀. Dúpẹ́ láwọn orí rẹ̀ o tó ṣe ẹni ẹ̀ṣà tó ṣe ẹni ọ̀tọ̀. Ìwọ lẹni tí mo mọ̀ tó dúró tán. Sunday ọmọdé yẹ mọ́ lákìkanjú kan tí mo mọ̀. Ọlọ́run bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ tènìyàn bẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ tó dúró tán. Ló fi jẹ́ wípé wọ́n lé wọ́n bá ti. Wọ́n lé wọ́n bá ti. Sísíálì wọ́n lé wọ́n bá ti. Ìgbòho ṣàyẹ̀ ló ní tẹ̀mí. Sọ̀rọ̀ máwọn ẹni mi. Sọ̀rọ̀ tí máwọn ẹni mi. Orí pé o ti gbéra ẹ̀ nàjú. Wọ́n lé ẹ̀wọ̀n òye bá. Ilé wí. Wọ́n lé ẹ̀wọ̀n òye bá. Àní wọ́n lé wọ́n bá ti. Sọ̀rọ̀ máwọn ẹni mi. Ó máwọn ẹni mi pátápátá. Ìṣòro táwọn ẹni mi. Ó ti gbéra ẹ̀ nàjú. Wọ́n lé ẹ̀wọ̀n òye bá. Ṣàjẹ́ sáré bá ẹ délé àwọn bàbá rẹ̀. Ṣèbí wọn lọmọ alábẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta. Ọ̀kọ́kọ́ ọ̀kọ́tẹ̀ ẹlẹ́kẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ̀wẹ̀ la fi ránṣọ. Sunday Igboho ṣá ìwọ la fọ́pọ̀ ìgò tí ó dúró tìkanra. Ẹ ṣe ò bá di méjì nínú Ìgbòho. Àbá fi ìkàngàn kan sí. Àbádẹ́ fi kejì rẹ̀ bọ́ sàn ọ̀yà. Àbá wa mú yẹn ṣe lẹ́rú. Pẹ̀rù gbogbo ní sanwó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nínú bàbá tiẹ̀. Orí ló yẹ ọmọ ló yẹ ká máa pè é. Sunday. Ọkọ̀ rọ́pò nílùú Jámánì ni. Ọbàdá mi lọ́lá ni wọ́n máa pè é òṣè. Orí ló yẹ ọmọ ló yẹ ká máa pè é. Ọba tó ní ẹ kò ní fi ẹ sílẹ̀ láyé. Ìjòwò dákun má ṣe gbọ́ tẹ̀lé gan. Ọlọ́run tó dá Yorùbá tó ní fi ẹ sílẹ̀. Dákun sá máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Táíwò ní kí appreciate ẹ. Ìmọ̀lẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá fún gbogbo àkọ́dá. Ìjòwò dákun má gbọ́ tẹ̀lé gan. Lọ́ọ̀ máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Aláìlèjì Michael kò tẹnu mọ́.
Ó ṣe jẹ́ pé gbogbo ohun tó bá jẹ́ Nàìjíríà ló máa ń ní bad news around the world. Mo ní bíbá ní international media platform yìí. Ẹ ní láti lọ sẹ́niwẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹn ṣáà jókòó tí àwa kẹ́ lè mọ ohun tó ń lọ. Torí problem tó wà ní Nàìjíríà kò jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé. So tẹ́ bá ti wá dé sórí platform tiwa à ń pè ní Koiki Media, àwa máa wá sọ gbogbo tó ń lọ lágbàáyé fún yín tí kò ní sí irọ́ kan nínú ẹ̀. Bọ́tẹ́ bá ní ẹ̀fẹ́ gbọ́n tí ó jẹ́ òtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀, irọ́ rẹ̀ máa gbà lọ́dọ̀ Channels Television, AIT, ó dà pé àwọn yẹn tẹ̀ máa ń sọ òtítọ́ lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan náà, ká má blame gbogbo wọn. AIT àti àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tó wà Nàìjíríà. Ẹnu ọ̀pá wọn lè sọ̀rọ̀ báwa ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀, torí tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́pàá máa gbé wọn, DSS máa lé gbogbo wọn káàkiri. So wọn lè sọ̀rọ̀ báwa ṣe máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ labroad. Kébé mi ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn, tí ìbí baba ńlá DSS kó wá threatening mi, ọ̀sìn àti DSS ká tó pàdé Nàìjíríà máa ti collapse. Kí màá ti DSS kó pàdé Nàìjíríà máa ti ṣe kíni, á ti fìdí rẹmi. So by that time kò ní sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́. A ti wà ní new government nígbà yẹn, a ti wà ní government tiwa tán pè ní
Because
Yoruba.
of fuel has gone up, food and other prices have followed it.
Okay.
Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain.
Okay.
I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways.
But there is
there's
no
not.
other way. Bọ́lá Tinubu ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ó náà wish pé there is another way. Ó ní but there is no other way. Mọ̀.
KOIKIMEDIA, we bring in the world closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bring in the world closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bring in the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn sálára àgbáyé dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, KOIKIMEDIA, KOIKIMEDIA.
How was it? There's a lot of people there.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her. But they move closer before they go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. But they move closer before they go sabi. Ọ̀kìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ni ń lò ló lọ́jọ́. Ẹyẹ tó lórí kọjọ bí àjọ ọgbẹ́ tẹ̀lé lòun. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Kájùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè kó dúdú àga. Òdúdú àkóbá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ òdúdú á ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀kọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé ilẹ̀ ìlérí. Káwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ọmọ òdúdú wà ní wá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ògo ìwà mọ̀ni. Kásá. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé fún bá yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ògo ìwà mọ̀ni. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń dásà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ògo ìwà mọ̀ni. These are sports. Ẹ máa rí gan. Ètò tó gbójú ògo ìwà mọ̀ni. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ọlọ́rọ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. KOIKIMEDIA, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbàdé mọ̀ mi.
Olùkọ́.
Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú lọ́rọ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn lọ́mọ fìdí bọ̀ ọ̀bẹ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ oníbo máa dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ oníbo máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀.
igbó máa wọ̀ àjòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀ àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ẹbọra. Á tẹ̀lé ẹbọra ni. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọládé o, òyìnbó tó dé, ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó gẹ́gẹ́ tó pọ̀ sí o, KOIKIMEDIA. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé, àwa ti náwó, kóyìnbó tó dé. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtọ̀gbèrègèdè. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbèrò lárugẹ kájọ gbọ́ o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe nílé bí ó sì, àdéhùn bàbá yẹn. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o, tó ń kan jògbó lára ni. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àgbèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà ni wọ́n. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Òdúdú alágbèdá ni òtítọ́ lágbèdá ni. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àfisọ́dalẹ̀, àfisọ́díkìtà. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúrótán, àtúnpèrègèdè. KOIKIMEDIA. Ẹ ṣe gbọ́n mi, ìjáyà àjọ wà lórí ètò náà ni ní bàjẹ́ fún láíláí. KOIKIMEDIA is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. We decided to make ẹ̀dùnkálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Lọ́múkálẹ̀ sílẹ̀ òní Friday ó tẹ̀jẹ́ 1 hour àṣìká tó lọ sùn. Ẹ̀yin ò tí ì sùn, mo rò pé náà lọ sùn ìjẹ́rìí. KOIKIMEDIA is around to give us latest. Irọ́ ṣe sùúrù máa ti gbé lọ́bẹ̀. Mo kí ẹ jáyà ajá wà lórí ètò ni. Ìyá mi Sarah Oyelọ́wọ̀ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Wọ́n ní the White Lion ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. A dẹ̀ kó palẹ̀mọ́ Kérésìmesì. Kérésìmesì ọdún dé Kérésìmesì. A dẹ̀ máa ṣe èṣùdé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni èṣùdé níjọ́ Sunday agbára Ọlọ́run ẹ̀rọ àwọn ọmọ Kóìkì á gbéṣù jáde níjọ́ Sunday. Ẹ tí mo tó ń bọ̀ tó bá díjọ́ Christmas aṣóyin ní London tó bá díjọ́ Sunday aṣóyin ní èṣùdé ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní all over the world. Ara mi mo tún fẹ́ mú alálẹ̀ yìí mo kí bàbá mi Kẹ́hìndé kò sí ní ẹni máa send owó sí mi ẹ̀rẹ̀ send ẹ̀ ń bá mi jà ní ẹ̀bẹ̀ lẹ́ni finding account number kí ló wá dé mo rà láti nà kú ìjókòó. Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ọláwálé Àlàbí bàbá wa Yọládé Doyin wọ́n ní good evening Mr. KOIKIMEDIA Oòduà gbé wá Yorùbá nation no going back. Kí ló dé ta ló ní kí wọ́n turn off automatic ní fóònù yìí fóònù tí mo ń sí mi fún mi nìyẹn. Bí gbogbo yín náà ṣe ń náwó sí mi lára ni mo ń sí mi náà ná tiẹ̀ ní bàjẹ́ for everybody. Can you switch off that heater? Kúrú máa ṣíyàn ló ṣe sínú ilé yìí. Heater yẹn tó bá dé stage kan á máa gbóná á máa fọ́yàn lórí. Ẹ̀ràn kó dàbẹ̀ tó fi tan air condition náà ni. Air condition tó bá tàn tó bá pọ̀ jù a máa mú ẹ lọ́yẹ́ òtútù a máa mú ẹ gbogbo a máa ṣẹ́. Mo máa kẹ́yìn yan wa lálẹ́ yìí ta ló ti sùn ta ló ṣì wà awake ta ló ti sùn ẹni tó bá ti sùn jẹ́ lọ jí wọn pé eré tí mo tún mú wá lálẹ́ yìí ara máa ń bá ní o. KOIKIMEDIA is around mo kẹ́ easy èèyàn ti KOIKIMEDIA Kúnlé Bakers ìwà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀wà ó tójọ́ mẹ́ta yèyé oge Kentos mo kí ní Manchester mo kí àwọn ti Nigeria community láàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Èmi àbúrò yín náà ni o ìtàbá ṣẹ̀nu yẹn má bínú sí wa. A ṣe ń ṣe Yorùbá nation lọ́wọ́ a lè gbà sí fún anybody. Tá bá parí Yorùbá nation tán a sì máa ṣe tán pè ní peace. Yes a ṣe peace àkọ́kọ́ parí Yorùbá nation náà ká tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ peace torí a lè rí peace until tá bá parí Yorùbá nation. Mo nójú kámẹ́rà yẹn ni nójú ẹ̀. Mo kí bàbá mi ká jẹ́ màá sọ pé oyè wọlé. Ẹ má kí n másákà orúkọ yín, ẹ̀hàn orúkọ dáadáa ni, torí ìran Yorùbá orúkọ dáadáa la máa ń lò. Owó dé, Kérésìmesì, náírà léni nísìn. So tó bá nílé, tó bá ti nílé, a wá fún ẹ ní £1 nínú ilé. Má lọ. Tó bá ti ní 1,500 lówó léni, àìrẹ̀ tí wọ Christmas. Àtẹ̀dúpẹ́ pé kò tí wọ 2,000 naira. Ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókí ní gbogbo ìsàlẹ̀ Èkó, gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ná, torí ẹni tó wà Nàìjíríà tó ń fẹ́ ẹni tó wà lábroad lówó. Ìgbìyànjú ni kéèyàn wà Nàìjíríà. Ẹ kálẹ̀ bàbá mi Oyèwọlé, kéèyàn wà Nàìjíríà kó máa fẹ́ ẹni tó wà lábroad lówó. Ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Mo kí ogun ẹni tí ìsàlẹ̀ Èkó. Bàbá mi Bímbọ́, àìtí bẹ̀rẹ̀ TikTok, mo ń chájì fóònù yẹn. Àwọn ti TikTok wọn máa bínú nísìn pé Kóìkì òkan jẹ́ ká lọ máa miss ni. Ìyá wa Felicia Àjàgbé, mo kí Olatex. Technology ló lè ayé nísìn. Toilet ni mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà, ìlú wèrè. ìlú àwọn Zazu, ìlú òsínwín. Ẹ bá ń kí bàbá wa. Mo ti fi àkáǹtì ránṣẹ́ sí àbí mo fi ránṣẹ́ ni? Ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí mi fi ránṣẹ́. Ṣé mo gbàgbé ni? Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Tó tọ́ mà ní send account number, mo dẹ̀ rántí ṣá. Nígbà tí wọ́n fi fún mi lówó tí mo rántí, Ọlọ́run kò fi mi lọ́kàn. Látàrí nǹkan tí mo ti parí kitchen program yẹn, 2 hours, mo edit gbogbo àwọn fídíò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, àkójọ mẹ́ta, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyá mi Sarah. Ẹ lọ bá ń jí gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti sùn, kó dìde. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ kúkú ní send account number mi, mo rántí. Ó dà máa send ẹ̀ nísìn kí n má lọ gbàgbé. Ẹ jẹ́ n sáré send ẹ̀. Káwà Jẹ̀bú like owó. Ẹni tó bá like owó kó nawọ́ sókè. But owó tó moderate, owó tó máa ṣàǹfààní. Kò ń ṣe owó tí Emefiele jí. Emefiele. Máyégún ló mọ oríṣiríṣi orúkọ tó máa ń fún wọn. Máyégún general, gbogbo Scotland, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. A ṣe máa wá kí ẹ láìpẹ́, ó kù díẹ̀. Máyégún general. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú bíi tèmi náà ni. Èèyàn ti KOIKIMEDIA. Mo ní mi ní last man standing. Tẹ́yìn bá ti ń sùn ìmọ̀ àtàyín lómi jí. Ẹ̀yin ni mo fẹ́ send account number sí o, kí n má lọ gbàgbé. Tàbádẹ́rẹ́ tó fẹ́ fún wa lówó náà, ẹ lè máa kọ sílẹ̀. Àwọn kan ti ní lọ́wọ́, àwọn kan ní lọ́wọ́. So Ọláyọmí, bàbá wa Kẹ́hìndé Òsè ni mo fẹ́ send ẹ̀ sí. Kọ̀sọ́ wọ́n ti bí mi láti last week. Mo kàn ń gbàgbé ni. Ká dẹ̀ tó parí ètò. A dẹ̀ ní ìdòwó nínú ìrìn àjò yìí. Ẹni tó bá náà ní ìdòwó rọ́lẹ̀ pa. Tó bá yá bàbá Akíntóyè máa sọ ibi tó máa fowó sí. But for now, ẹ máa tọ́jú owó fún Yorùbá nation náà. Ṣé tó bá fẹ́ send owó sí wa, First Bank náà ni. Wàá kọ sílẹ̀ 30 96 80 88 48. First Bank, Ọláyọmí Ọlákúnlé Kóìkì. 30 96 80 88 48. 30 96 80 88 48. In case tabarẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ kọ́lẹ̀. Ṣé ká kọ́kọ́ níbo ni ká ti mú lálẹ́? Ó tẹ̀ tójọ́ mẹ́ta tí mo ti kì Ìgbòho. Kò dẹ̀ dábẹ́. Ọlá Ìgbòho dẹ̀ ni gbogbo wa ń jẹ báyìí. A gbọ́dọ̀ máa dárúkọ ẹ̀ lórí show. Pèrò sọ́kọ̀ lórúkọ Ìgbòho. Ìwọ mọ̀ pé pèrò sọ́kọ̀ ni. Ó ní ó dà ẹjẹ́ kíkọ́ ẹjẹ́ ń lọ lo ilé. Ẹ má ká lo tí ta máa ń lọ ẹ̀bí àlọ́ ẹ̀ka tó parí ètò. Irọ́ KOIKIMEDIA kọ́. Ìgbòho ní ojúmọ́ kan ní lọ kọ́ má dárúkọ òun. Kò possible. Ẹ máa dárúkọ ẹ̀ ni. A dẹ̀ máa dárúkọ ẹ̀ fún ti dáadáa ni. Ó yá gbóhùn sókè olóyè.
Ọlọ́run ni mo ti bẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé, bàbá mi ò tí ì yọ̀ǹda mẹ́sàn-án fún mi.
Bàbá ò tí ì yọ̀ǹda mẹ́sàn-án fún. Ojúmọ́ kan kó má dárúkọ ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹsẹ̀ kan òun lọ́lọ́run fún. Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ lè pa. Ó ní gbogbo tí bàbá òun ní, bàbá òun ò tí ì yọ̀ǹda mẹ́sàn-án fún òun nínú ẹ̀. orúkọ òun dẹ̀ ti ta lọ káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Olóyè ni ojúmọ́ kan kò lè lọ kẹ́ má dárúkọ ẹ̀ dárúkọ ẹ̀ ní ti dáadáa. Ìyẹn kan ti kọ́mẹ̀ntì kan nísìn ó ní omífele olórí burúkú man, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá mi Adékúnlé Rahman, ẹ bá ń fún lépè. Ìyẹn kan ti sọ níbẹ̀ ó ní Mr. Yínká Ògúndélé ní àwọn báwọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation. Wọ́n ní I told my friend about Yoruba nation. They say that, is it not the same Yoruba politician ló máa wá di Yoruba nation mú? Àní ẹ máa jókòó síbí bàkẹ́ wá kọ́ language. Ó dà pé ẹlòmíì ẹ̀ understand English. Ìjọ́ tí Nàìjíríà bá ti collapse, wọ́n bí bàbá Tinubu dání mo sọ. Kó náà ló máa wá di kinní kan níbẹ̀. Ṣèyí Tinubu gan wọ́n bí bàbá ẹ̀dá. Gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ. Ìjọ́ tá bá ti collapse Nàìjíríà, wọ́n bí Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún dá, wọ́n bí Ṣèyí Mákindé dá, wọ́n bí any of your politicians dání mo sọ, wọ́n bí bàbá wọn dá. A ti fold up ní ẹ̀, kò sí nǹkan tó jẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́, a ṣe máa start afresh. Tá máa ní criminal record. Ìlú yìí mo lè apply fún CBS tó máa ń pè CRB. A máa ní CRB. Tó bá ti ní criminal record, o lè lọ sí political post, o lè ní ẹ́. Need ẹ̀. So gbogbo ìtẹ́ ń sọ Mr. Yínká Ògúndélé yẹn, inú Nàìjíríà lẹ ti máa sọ gbogbo yẹn. Ìjọ́ tí Nàìjíríà bá ti fold up, kò sí kankan tó ń jẹ́ olóṣèlú kankan mọ́. We are starting afresh. Ìdí tá ṣe ń sọ pé ẹ lè bí tí wọ́n nísìn nínú Nàìjíríà. A gbọ́dọ̀ wind it down, a gbọ́dọ̀ collapse ẹ̀. Tẹ́ ẹ bá collapse Nàìjíríà, ẹ lè rí ní tá à ń sọ yìí, a lè rí ṣe nínú Nàìjíríà. Because o lè bí ti dínà olówó lọ́wọ́. Yàyà Bello nísìn ó fi sọ fún ìyàwó mi, ó fi ra mọ́tò olórí burúkú ẹ̀ ó lè. Ó fi ra mọ́tò fáwọn kan kó tó tún lọ. So pé àwọn Afáyẹmí, Sàràkí, àwọn ọlọ́pọ̀ bí bàbá wọn dá, àwọn ọmọ ọgọ́ wọn bí wọn dá. Gbogbo a máa start afresh. We will start afresh. Bí ìgbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ reset button. But ẹ fi máa bá wọn tayò nínú Nàìjíríà, they will beat you. Wọ́n ti jalè nínú Nàìjíríà. Emefiele operate in almost 600 accounts. Owó kún bẹ́ẹ̀. Sabiu olóríṣi olùṣàwọn olè. Wọ́n ní Buhari ò mọ̀ nípa tó ń ṣe redesigning of. Àní Nàìjíríà ò ní rẹ́kọ̀dì kankan mọ́. Màá tún fún yín náà another record lálẹ́ yìí. Bad record. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni èmi ni màá mú bad news ní Nàìjíríà wá fún yín lójoojúmọ́. Bad news Nàìjíríà tẹ́ máa fi gbọ́n. Bad news lèmi wá káàkiri. Bad news ní Nàìjíríà. Mo ti bá yín rí kan lálẹ́. Mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ ní. Ó yá bóun sókè olóyè. Pé mo gbọ́. Ẹsẹ̀ kan òun lọ́lọ́run fún. Ẹ lè gbàṣẹ ìṣe. Mo lè fi fídíò yín wọ̀nyí lórí burúkú Fúlàní terrorist. Tẹ́ bá rí bó ṣe ń gèdè fún màálù. Máa ń jù sórí status mi lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Fídíò yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ mi òun ni. Mo lè fi wọ̀nyí. Ó ń gèdè fún màálù. Kò yé yín. Ṣé àti mọ̀ká ti wà ní danger? Ó ń gèdè, ó yé yín, ká má fi gbogbo sọ̀rọ̀. Ó ń gèdè fún màálù. Ó sọ màálù di obìnrin. Animalistic people. So gbogbo ìtẹ́ ń sọ yẹn Mr. Yínká Ògúndélé, ẹ sọ fọ́ọ̀rọ̀ yìí yẹn pé when Nigeria collapse, everything reset. Kò sí pé èèyàn kan. Àwa la máa wá ṣe máa decide based on the constitution whether àwọn tẹ̀yìn sọ yẹn wọ́n wọ́ọ̀tì láti ti jẹ nǹkan kan nígbà yẹn. Because there will be a new rules. Èmi gan lè má jẹ nǹkan kan. Àwọn yẹn náà lè má jẹ nǹkan kan. Everybody máa ní right. Ní right nísìn. Amnesty International sọ fún yín pé Tinubu gan ti gba right yín under 6 months tí Tinubu dé ó ti gba right kúrò lọ́wọ́ yín. So let's start with this. Depending on how far I can go, kò bá jago méjìlá àbá parí ẹ̀ ìta bá ti ṣe náà ó ti tó. Gbóhùn sókè. Orílẹ̀-èdè kàgbéga ìgbàgbọ́ láti bẹ̀rù ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ìkẹjẹ tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ yúrò àtọ̀hún ẹ̀yin ọmọ Odùduwà ẹ bọ́ sí ipò ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògbadúláwọ̀ àwa ni o. mo fẹ́ make sure pé gbogbo platform yẹn set ká tó wọnú program so TikTok nìkan ló kù mọ́ ń bọ̀. ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àti ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀yọ́ tó kó ẹjọ́ àbọ̀ ẹjọ́ àwọn Adéyẹmọ ti Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jà wọn láyà ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ní oníyà ìrọ̀lẹ́ orúkọ náà ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé láyé ń bí ó máa dán àwọn ènìyàn wòran ọmọdé tó sàn lọ́nà wọn ẹ̀yà sì wò làwọn ká lè gbé gbére ẹ̀dá dùgbọ́dọ̀ ní Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ìgbòho rẹ ọmọ ìròyìn tó wà náà ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ ọmọdé wà lè gbé orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lẹ́nu ọmọdé nígbàgbọ́ Ìgbòho ìkànnì sáyà rẹ̀dàbọ̀ ìkànnì ìwà rẹra máa rẹra àti ọmọ Ìgbòho kílẹ̀ gbégbò rẹ̀ sí òkú ìṣọ́ra ọmọ ìgbẹ́gbẹ́rẹ́ ọjọ́ ndéfìlà ṣúgà mi. ìrọ̀lá ń gbọ́ ìgbàgbé. ó ti pẹ́ tí mo ti dé fìlà ṣúgà mi. èmi yóò rí ti ń kọ́ wọn náà yóò torí mo ti mú wọn kò fẹ̀yà wẹ́sẹ̀ tó fẹ́ mẹ́ta àgbọn ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́. ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho nírèlẹ̀ láíláí torí ìgbèjì ẹrù rẹ̀ kò gbọ́ dísùn nínú ìròyìn ayé ń bí ó tẹ̀lé ìdígbà domi ìgbà àrídè domi Sunday Ìgbòho tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní ìfilé tó kó ó dẹ̀ jàjà yẹn dáadáa jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀ gbóhùn sókè pé you don see Ìgbòho òun gan ti wà confused. The love is too much. The love is just too much. The love is too much. The love is too much. And we are now back in the full program. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé a tún káàbọ̀ lórí ètò tiwantiwa tí a mọ̀ sí the self-determination media platform, the KOIKIMEDIA. Platform ló wà káàkiri lórí social media. Àwọn platform ṣẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ́rì wà, àwọn platform Mohbad wà, platform Wùmí wà, platform Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ wà, platform pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò kọ́ran rẹ̀ dáyọ̀ pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò kọ́ran. Àwọn platform alásàlátù wà, astagafurullah. Àwọn platform oníṣẹ̀ṣe wà, àwọn platform economics wà, àwọn platform analysis wà, àwọn platform political platform eléyìí ló ń pè ní platform self-determination. In tèmi ń sọ lójoojúmọ́ ayé mi ní self-determination. Gbogbo tó máa jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà pé òun ni mo fẹ́ sọ. Pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ tó bá ń wà yẹn wọ́n ń ṣe lálẹ́ lọ síbi tó ti ń ṣe. Àwọn platform wọn ń donate owó wà, àwọn kò sí give away níbí báyìí, à ń ṣe give away. Platform bá ṣe máa collapse Nàìjíríà. So tó bá wá sí bíbáyìí tó tètè mọ̀ pé ibi tó wọ nìyẹn o lè sá jáde padà. Tó bá fi pé o fẹ́ wọlé o fẹ́ gbọ́n ta fẹ́ sọ bá ṣe máa pẹ́ collapse Nàìjíríà o lè jókòó sínú bíbáyìí. Platform bí ṣe fẹ́ collapse Nàìjíríà òun lèmi ṣe lójoojúmọ́. Koiki ò ní gidis ní Nàìjíríà òmùgọ̀. ó máa ń ẹ̀rín tó máa ń dàbí sarcastical laughing. ó lè screen record ẹ̀ kó máa fi ṣe memo. òun wá Nàìjíríà tó máa ṣiṣẹ́. wọ́n ń kọ report oríṣiríṣi lórí Nàìjíríà tó dáa, ìyẹn lèmi wà. Report Nàìjíríà tó ti bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀rín kéèké. Mo rántí Fádèyí Olóró àfi Fùkẹ́ àti àwọn bàbá yẹn gbogbo wọn ní medical. Gbogbo wọn á dé stage ayé wọn. Àwọn imagine àṣẹ ń donate owó, fẹ́ ń lómi inú wọn. Àwọn bàbá kan wá jáde, a dúpẹ́ fún yín o, wọ́n ní àwọn actor ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Actor ní tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ ni èèyàn ọmọ kékeré èèyàn mọ́. Àwa ṣe ń donate owó fún àwọn bàbá tó yẹ pé ó yẹ kí ọjọ́ ọ̀la wọn kọ́ máa gbádùn. Bàbá yẹn tó rọjọ́ ọ̀la rò, ìwọ wá ń wọ́ ọjọ́ ọ̀la ní Nàìjíríà, they play wèrè. Àwọn bàbá táwọn wọ́n bá donate owó yẹn tó ń bá wọ́wọ́ káàkiri lórí social media, ṣé wọ́n pa ìta yìí ni? Mo ní kọ́ mọ̀ ìpa ìta yìí má jẹ́ kí lè ṣì máa. Láyé kí n máa bọ́ọ̀lì níbí báyìí kẹ́. Kọ́ pa ìta yẹn, àbò ṣì ń. Àwọn Òdùà. Láti pé gbogbo ẹ̀ gbóná wọn mi lára ni. Má bínú. Àwọn actor àti actress tá à ń donate owó fún. Lọ́yẹ́ pé wọ́n kàn máa sick kékeré, just small sickness kékeré lọ́mọ ní. A ṣe ń donate owó fún ọ lórí social media. Ó rí pé àwọn èèyàn ọ̀rọ̀jọ́ ọ̀la lò, because àwọn èèyàn ò tí ì rọjọ́ ọ̀la lò, ìwọ wá ń wọ́jọ́ ọ̀la nínú Nàìjíríà òmùgọ̀. Ṣé wọn kí gbogbo àwọn tá à ń donate owó fún yẹn? Èmi ò donate owó fún kankan nínú wọn. Gbogbo àwọn ìyá wa l'Amẹ́ríkà nígbà abroad, gbogbo wọn lọ send owó sáwọn bàbá kan. A gbé wọn wá sórí social media. Because wọ́n mọ̀ pé ojú àánú ọmọ Yorùbá, ojú àánú wa báyìí, a lè gbé ẹyin ojú wa, a lè gbé fẹ́ lòmíì. A lè gbé ẹyin ojú wa, a lè gbé fẹ́ lòmíì. That is how. Ó dà pé àwọn kan ti fẹ́ pè ó, ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ká land. Àwọn kan ti bínú, kí ló dé? Ṣé fẹ́ dá sórí ètò ni mà?
Báwo ni?
Àlàáfíà, mo wà lórí ètò mo wà.
Mo rí ijó tó ń kó mọ́lẹ̀ nínú tẹlifíṣàn. Mo ní àṣìlá. Mo ń wo ẹ̀ báyìí tó ń kójú mọ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ dòdò lọ́wọ́.
Mo tún wà live yẹn ní kẹ́ lọ wò. Ó dùn ọ̀lẹ́ wọ̀n yẹn. Àmọ́ sẹ́ndì níwọ̀n sí yín. Àyíká tún ṣe gbé. Àyíká.
Ilé ìkan lásán gan ó jẹ wọ́n o. Ẹ fẹ́ pa àwọn onítìrí lọ́dún yìí.
Ìyẹn dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ ń ju eléyìí tí mo tún ṣe ń ṣe. Màá jù sí yín nísìnyí. Àtútù wà live nísìnyí. Eléyìí tí mo fẹ́ ṣe lálẹ́ tún le jù ta. Òyìn tún le tún yí kitchen lọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ tọ́ílẹ̀tì Nàìjíríà mo fẹ́ sọ. Rẹ́rẹ́ ti rún.
Mo ti jójójó, mo ti rẹ́rìn. Mo ní ṣé bàbá yẹn ló wá ṣe orin yẹn bọ̀bọ̀ Táíwò?
Òun ni. Òun ló ṣe.
Wàláì. Bẹ́ẹ̀ rí báyìí.
Ògo lẹ Yorùbá pọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ẹ jẹ́ máa bẹ́ tó lọ. Kọ́ mo ṣe wọ́n mo ti wà live báyìí dáadáa. Ẹ ṣe gan ni mà. Màá sẹ́ni tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sí kẹ́ gbọ́wọ́lé yẹn. Abáwaláyé inshallah láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo ẹ̀ làwa ń ṣe 3-in-1 ni mo ń ṣe inshallah láṣẹ Èdùmàrè lórúkọ Jésù Kristi àmín Allah lágbára Elédùmarè. Thank you so much. Àmín Allah inshallah. Ẹ ṣé gan ni mọ́mì. All right ma. Ṣé káwọn ìyá yẹn máa ń jó nínú ilé tèmi náà bá ti ń jó? Mo ní èmi mo ní síyá àgbẹ̀yìn bí Ìgbòho ṣe sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ń ju ilé tí mo ṣe ń ṣe sí ìyá yẹn. Mọ́mí ọmọ ká tó àwọn sì ń sọ̀rọ̀ ti kitchen, àwa ti kúrò lórí ti kitchen. Ẹ máa catch up ní back to back. Ìgbà tí bá ní energy máa fún ní 5 ní èdè ìjọ mi máa fún ilé ẹyọkan. Bí spirit yẹn bá ṣe lọ sí. Tó bá rò pé mo ti lọ sùn, ìgbà lèmi ṣe máa dìde. Ìgbà tí wọ́n rò pé mo lọ sùn yẹn, ìgbà yẹn ni máa jáde padà, máa tún fún ní engine room mi. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí máa sọ tó máa fa Nàìjíríà yà tínú máa bí yín. Tí wàá máa gbọ́ àwọn statistics wọn pé ṣé ìlú lélẹ̀ ṣá wàá tún gbọ́ statistics tálẹ̀ nípa toilet Nàìjíríà. Toilet wà láìtàlá ìsúnmọ́lá mo ṣe rí report yẹn ni níbi tí mo ti ń káàkiri lórí social media lórí Twitter. Toilet mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ yìí. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré ìwọ náà ẹ pín program ẹ pín náà kí ló dé ẹ ń bá mi jà ní ẹ bá wa pín àṣà ní kẹ́ fún wa lówó ẹ bá wa pín ẹ lọ pé àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ yín wá àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ yín tó ń béèrè pé ṣé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ kó wá gbọ́ tọ́ílẹ̀tì Nàìjíríà o Nàìjíríà tó ti àlákà Nàìjíríà tèmi fẹ́ fàyà mo ń bínú burúkú gbogbo ọ̀nà tó máa fi fàyà ni mò ń wá so platform wo la ti set up Instagram àbádẹ́wà switch eléyìí o kì í fi eléyìí ṣe Instagram okay 65% eléyìí tẹ̀ charge dáadáa ọ̀rọ̀ in case tí bá ní kankan tí mo fi orí wọn nísìn orí Don Jazzy ló ń farawé àwọn yẹn àwọn eléyìí ò fẹ́ yẹ kí Nàìjíríà pín àwọn elite lélẹ́yìí ṣọmọ Yorùbá tẹ̀ ní Don Jazzy àbọmọ Calabar àbọmọ Igbo ṣọmọ Yorùbá ni bìkọ́ àkọ́ máa ń gbọ́ Don Jazzy ṣọmọ Igbo ni ẹ bá ń kọ́ sínú comment I don't know ní kankan against them mo kàn fi mọ̀ ni Don Jazzy ṣé Igbo ni àbí Yorùbá tó bá lọ farawé wo àwọn eléyìí these are not àwọn eléyìí already ọmọ Igbo ni àwọn eléyìí already láti yẹ kí Nàìjíríà kó pín kí ni kan Don Jazzy pé kí Nàìjíríà kó pín inú ìbàjẹ́ làwọn kan ti ń jẹ because tó bá lọ wo page ẹ̀ kó kó àwọn obìnrin tó lọ́yàn ẹ má bínú àwọn sisters or mothers wa àwọn obìnrin tó lọ́yàn tó nídìí nǹkan ló máa ń kó sórí page ẹ̀ a mọ̀ pé irú iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe náà nìyẹn so in tó àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ fẹ́ wò náà nìyẹn because everybody ti wà depressed ọkùnrin kẹ̀lé tó bá dẹ̀ ti rí àwọn kinní méjì yẹn báyìí gbogbo brain ẹ̀ ti dàrú ẹlòmíì lè má lè ronú mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni the first instinct tó bá yà wá kọ́ àgbà no mo níyàwó nílé o má jẹ́ kí n máa ṣe yàn o ìyàwó mi send video kan sí mi lálẹ́ mo ní kó bá ń sọ fún àwọn méjèèjì yẹn kó máa kó wọn bọ̀ nílé ìyàwó mi fi mí rẹ́rìn ó send video kan sí mi náà tó wá send video yẹn mo ní àwọn méjèèjì yẹn tó ń jó yẹn ẹni kó máa bọ̀ nílé àkókò pé mẹ́ta south ni okay mo kàn rí lórí linda kejì náà nísìnyí mo tó ń sọ mo dẹ̀ ready láti fẹ́ mo tó ń sọ àwọn tó máa lọ máa bá tẹ máa ní please give me 5,000 naira give me 10,000 can I send my account number tí Nàìjíríà bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ automatically ẹni tó ní à máa sanwó sàkáǹtẹ̀ automatically Nàìjíríà tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ in terms of the revenue tó ti wọlé sí Nàìjíríà in the last 63 years ó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ó jẹ́ kó máa san salary fún gbogbo wa àwa tá a ṣiṣẹ́ àwa tá ó yẹ kí Nàìjíríà ní tó ń pè ní job seekers allowance tó yẹ pé bó o ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ owó máa wọnú àkáǹtẹ̀ àwa máa train ẹ bó ṣe máa bá wa lọ máa fix toilet torí ọ̀rọ̀ toilet mo fẹ́ sọ lálẹ́ àti economy wàá máa bá wa mo kí ní bàbá wa John Dani wàá máa lọ bá wa fix toilet èmi ti fix toilet rí pẹ̀lú Clyde níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn a máa lọ fix toilet àwọn olówó àwọn tó fẹ́ ṣe tiles tó fẹ́ ṣe ìgbà yẹn mo mọ̀ pé nísàlẹ̀ tiles wọ́n tún máa ń gbé heater sábẹ́ àwọn olówó àwọn ilé ńlá oríṣiríṣi la ṣe ìgbà yẹn ó dẹ̀ máa ń sọ fún mi á ní just look at it as pé èèyàn kàn fi ń kọ́ṣẹ́ ni kò ń ṣe pé mo mọ̀ lọ títí náà kakọ̀ bá mú spanner kan mú kinní kan èmi ni máa wa van òun ò lè wa mọ́tò kò ní license ìlú yìí America ló gbé for years òun ló jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa ń destroy ìwé ni wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ ká kàwé because àwọn ìwé kan wà tó bá ti release ẹ̀ báyìí àwọn kan máa rà ní púpọ̀ wá dẹ̀ destroy ẹ̀ oníṣòwò gbogbo opportunity ta ní technology nísìn ó dáwọn ní tó bá rí ilé ẹ̀ ìwé tó wà nílò ẹ̀ ojú àwọn tí astrology ni àwọn ló máa ń ní dreadlocks yẹn dẹ̀ ni kódà ó ti wá give sermon fún wa rí nípa oúnjẹ tá à ń jẹ ní mọ́ṣáláṣí níjọ́ kan a pè wá invite wa kó wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá rí egungun ara ẹ̀ ó le kókókó ni kò ń jẹran he doesn't eat meat gbogbo tó bá gbìn sílẹ̀ ló máa ń jẹ ọmọ Monsurat ni ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa tọ́ílẹ̀tì Nàìjíríà torí Nàìjíríà tuntun hit rẹ́kọ́ọ̀dì tó dáa ní Nàìjíríà máa ń mú jáde ní tiẹ̀ so ẹni tó bá follow wa lórí platform mo ti post ẹ̀ èmi kọ́ ni mo kọ́ o torí kẹ́ máa ní Koiki ṣé wọ́n ló lọ kọ ilé ìjáde torí pé ò láìkì Nàìjíríà torí mo mọ̀ yín èmi kọ́ mo kọ́ wọ́n ń pe website yẹn ní orúkọ wọn ní economics impact o mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó bá sọ pé economics impact that means pé gbogbo tó involve bíi technology financial services àwọn nǹkan tó fi headline wọn nìyẹn technology and innovation financial services health strategic and leadership ẹ lè rí leadership nínú Nàìjíríà àfi tá bá collapse. You will never get any leadership in that shit old country you call Nigeria. Láyé, ìrọ̀lẹ́ máa pa fúnra yín. There will never be one. Sustainability. Any ever read the 17 SDG goals in Nigeria until tobacco collapse? 17 ni mo sọ. There are 17 SDG goals. Mr. Koiki, that Montserrat country is a black country in Caribbean continent. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo mọ̀, ọmọ Montserrat ni bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn. Top notch ni ìgbà tó ti wà ní kékeré ni bàbá ẹ̀ ti fi sí abẹ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ gbòógì builder nílùú wọn. Àwọn tó máa ń build ilé tó máa ń Clyde. Òun ló jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé ibi tó wọ́ wà gangan in construction òun ni the first fix. Kí ni the first fix? Ká fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ká dáwó gbàs kí gbogbo ẹ̀ dáwó. Òun lèmi fẹ́ ṣe nísìn. First fix ni mo bá ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Mo ní mi ni last man standing. Gbogbo títí mo ṣe ní UK for 25 years. Màmá àdèmọ́ Yorùbá nation. Òun ló jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé first fix òun ló easy jù. Wàá fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀. Ó mọ̀ pé kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa sọ pé bó ṣe ń destroy ilé yẹn. But the second fix òun ló wà in details. Tó bá wọnú ilé èèyàn kò ń ṣe inú ilé Nàìjíríà ilé pákó tẹ̀ ń gbé yẹn ló bá lọ sí àwọn Banana Island àwọn ibi táwọn Davido ń gbé. Tó bá jẹ́ ilé olówó tó rà ní 100 million tó bá wọnú ilé yẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ lè sọ pé ọ̀dà tẹ́ fi kún bẹ̀ yẹn kò right ó máa ti rí. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní the second fix. Ìyẹn ló difficult jù. Ìyẹn dẹ̀ iṣẹ́ táwa máa ń gbà jù because iṣẹ́ yẹn mi pé tá bá ṣe tiles tó lówó bá débẹ̀ and Clyde, are you sure the measurement is right? So mọ̀ pé ìyẹn ló because ìyẹn ló máa fún beauty yẹn jáde. So iṣẹ́ tẹ̀mí ṣe ní sí ni pé kí n fọ́ Nàìjíríà káwá ṣe kó brain yín gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní brain àwa kóra wa jọ àwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ fixing of Yorùbá nation. So first fix ni mo ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nísìn a máa dá Nàìjíríà wò ọ̀nà tá a máa dáwó nìkan láì tí mọ̀ a dẹ̀ mọ̀ but a kàn kó yẹn sábẹ́ aṣọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn àgbàlagbà tí wọ́n ní kémi náà kí má máa fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ tán. First fix là ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn lórí Nàìjíríà. I did apprentice with Clyde for a very long time. So second fix yẹn because tá bá lọ sínú ilé èèyàn ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí paint dà sínú kápẹ́ẹ̀tì ó mọ ìtàn ta kápẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn kápẹ́ẹ̀tì míì worth thousands of pounds a máa sílẹ̀ pa pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tá bá ṣe fi nylon sókè àfi aṣọ sísàlẹ̀ because tí ọ̀dà bá wọnú paint tó bá wọnú kápẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn a máa láti change gbogbo kápẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn nìyẹn iṣẹ́ tó difficult ní iṣẹ́ building iṣẹ́ tó wà in details iṣẹ́ tó máa tan náà nulẹ̀ yẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ tàn bó ṣe sọ pé òun fẹ́ because ẹlòmíì àwọn Montserrat bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn good gan gbogbo 15 years ago plan wa ni pé a máa wá Nàìjíríà a máa ṣe so many things àwọn kan ti pé ó ṣiṣẹ́ fún Nigerians jù kí ló dálẹ̀ lọ most of his clients are Africans but mostly Nigerians kò sí church táwọn ti mọ̀ wá mo ti tẹ̀lé dé Celestial Church ní Runford máa ń káàkiri I've been around for a long time ó rò pé mo ṣe dé ìlú yìí ní 25 years ni mo ti ń gbé nílùú yìí so eléyìí tọ́lọ́run arrest mi fún nísìn láti ṣí ọkàn yín kúrò látara Nàìjíríà. So I'm going to share the link as I do all the time because tèmi bá ń ṣe program mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ní reference in tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Ẹ̀tígbò bá make owó láti politics nǹkan and then so what? So tó bá make owó láti politics tó yẹ náà wọ́n ṣe politics mọ́. Ṣèbóhun náà wọ́n ṣe politics mọ́ fẹ́ gbà wálẹ̀ nísìn. So now àwọn tó ń ṣe politics náà sì kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ make owó náà kó tó wá pull out. A máa fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀mọ́ yín lórí ni. Ó kù díẹ̀. This argument tó máa ń gbé jáde yẹn kò relevant. Okay? Sọ fún wọn pé kò relevant. Bó ti bá Koiki sọ̀rọ̀ pé kò relevant. Ìyàwó Ọmọlára ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tó jọ́ mẹ́ta mọ́ mi ṣàlàfẹ́ lẹ́wà náà. Mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ìjọ Jímọ̀ lè ní. Àyìndé Ọládìméjì Ayọ̀ọ́lá rather. Wọ́n ní you are well done my brother. I love your courage so much. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o lóògùn òtúláyà. Wá tí nǹkan bọ̀ ẹ́ lára. SK Boss Adéwálé mo kí yín. Kọbínà Agnes ó ní Mr. Koiki money scarcity ti wà nígboro èmi náà ti ń gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ látijọ́ ẹ̀. So now when I saw this report November 16 last month ló jáde I've already tweeted. It's on my tweet or Twitter. It's on my Facebook. Tackling toilet loss on the headline. Tackling. Benny, Clyde. Mo rò pé èèyàn kan wà ní London tó ní mọ Clyde yẹn ṣá tó jẹ́ Nigerians because ẹ mọ̀ káwa kẹrẹ recommendation ni. Tackling toilet loss. Ta ló mọ̀ tán pè toilet? Mo kàn fi ẹ má bínú mo kàn ń béèrè ni o. Ta ló mọ̀ tán pè tí bá ní toilet, ta ló mọ̀ tán pè ní toilet? T-O-I-L-E-T. Toilet. Ta ló mọ̀ tán pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Toilet. Ta ló mọ̀ tán pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Tẹ́ bá mọ̀ ẹ sọ pé yes. Ta ló mọ̀ tán pè toilet? Okay, bàbá mi Kọ́láwọlé ti nawọ́ sókè. Àwọn nìkan ló ní toilet nínú ilé wọn. Àwa tó kù wà ní toilet. Mọ̀ pọ́n tó wà Nàìjíríà kò ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ní toilet o. À ń bo kàkà káàkiri ni o. Adékúnlé plenty òun náà ní Koiki máa tẹ̀ sí wa lójú. Èmi gan ní toilet nínú ilé mi. Mo kọ̀ dọ́dọ̀ pàdé mi kan nígbà ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ generation some years tí mo wá sílé. Big boy dẹ̀ ni la bá délé ẹ̀ ní bá lọ yàgbẹ́. Ẹ má bínú bí ṣe mo kọ̀ la gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ni. Ìgbẹ́ náà ni bá yàgbẹ́ tán. Ní bá flush. Ní bí omi bí orange bí red. Ní bá kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà? Oníṣẹ́ òmò pàdúgbò yìí omi bíbá yóò dá ni. Àwọn ilé Lẹ́kí banana kankan ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní wà pé Lẹ́kí lòun gbé. Mo ní wọ big boy. Ó ṣàrí pé gbogbo omi táwọn mo ní kitchen àárà wọlé ni. A lè mọ́ mi inú bíbá yìí. Mo nílò lẹ́yìn sọ ní bíbá. Ó ní kí má máa sọ yẹn. Ó ní mo ní ó ṣe padà sí phase 2. At least phase 2 ṣì sàn ju oníṣẹ́ ìmọ̀ kan ti di big boy. Ìyá jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn big boy. La bá flush ní gbogbo ẹ̀ bá ló bá ń yọ orange ló ń yọ gbogbo ẹ̀ ní irú omi wo lélẹ̀. Ṣèbí tí ẹ ti ya gbogbo àwọn ilé gogoro nǹkan kan ṣíta yẹn táwọn yẹn bá yàgbẹ́ tó bá flush báyìí ìgbẹ́ yẹn á máa fò jáde á máa káàkiri gbogbo bẹ̀. Àwọn ilé tẹ́kọ̀ ti dàwó. Àwọn abúlé wa nísìn àwọn lo toilet. Àwọn kan lo ṣáláńgá. Mo rántí àwọn ilé kan ní Sùúrùlérè nígbà táwa ń gbé ní baba flat lókè ẹ̀yàn kan ọmọ olówó lèmi. Àwọn ilé kan wà lọ́pọ́sìtì wa àwọn tó máa ń kógbẹ́. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ fi wọ́n rẹ́rìn o. Á da gbogbo ìgbẹ́ sí gbogbo lẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn wèrè. Á da gbogbo ìgbẹ́ sí gbogbo lẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́ máa lọ yanjú ẹ̀. Water treatment lẹ́ẹ̀kan fi díìlì Lẹ́kí yẹn. Ọ̀nà Lẹ́kí náà ni. Big boy ní bọ̀bọ̀ tí mo sọ yìí. Pàdé mi gidi ni. Tó bá wọ London báyìí nísìnyí wọ́n máa bẹ̀ mí ni. Ó jẹ́ KFC bí ìgbà tẹ́ pé wọ́n fi bí àǹkọ́ tó fi ṣògùn fún nìyẹn. Àwọn jẹ́ bọ́ ṣe ń jẹ́ yìí o. A ní kí n má yọ̀ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Tí n bá ní gbóhùn lọ kí n má gbóhùn lọ kájọ ṣeré lọ. Ìbò owó ló máa ná ó máa ń kówó wá ni. Àwọn kan máa ń wá London tó yẹ pé owó tí wọ́n lọ́ máa wá ná wọn ní ìdówó yín ní London. Kò dẹ̀ lè gbé Nàìjíríà. Ó ti pè mí títí. Àbújá dẹ̀ ló wà. Big boy gidi ni. Èèyàn Koiki ni. Tackling toilet loss. Kí ló dé ta fi sọ̀rọ̀ nípa toilet? Definitely ó ti ní kankan pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà ni. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lò bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ ló ń pè ní toilet. By now kò jẹ́ kí ilé kan wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá níbi tí wọ́n sọ pé a ti wà civilized dé ká sì máa lọ gbọ̀nsẹ̀ níta. Ṣé mọ̀ pé incident kan wà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní tí bá jẹ́ pé last year rán mi létí tí bàbá kan tán ní ó lọ gbọ̀nsẹ̀ níta wọ́n wá lọ ṣe mistakenly yìnbọn fún. Ta ló rántí story yẹn? Ta ló rántí? Mo fẹ́ confirm bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn rántí that particular event. Mo rántí state tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n ní bàbá yẹn jáde ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn bí àwọn ọlọ́dẹ wá rò pé ó lè ní àbí nǹkan kan wọ́n kàn yìnbọn fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. He eventually died. He died. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó bá yẹ pé nìyẹn ní toilet nínú ilé ẹ̀ kò ní láti jáde síta láti lọ gbọ̀nsẹ̀ níta. That is part of the problem. But kò wá ń ṣe yẹn nìkan. Toilet. Mercy Child, thank you so much. Yeah, what a country. So sad. Each bed náà confirm it. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ṣe mo fact tí mo sọ ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní. By the time tó máa gbé àlàyé yẹn dé hospital. Hospital tó sì ní tòsí. Kó tó gbé dé hospital ẹ̀mí ti bọ́ lára ẹ̀. Nàìjíríà. I mean, how can somebody not she mistake ni? Or she mistake because feel pé bóyá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ síbẹ̀ bó fẹ́ jalè ni. Toilet láti wà nínú ilé ni. Òkè ni tiwa wà. Ẹlòmíì ti ìsàlẹ̀ ni tiẹ̀ wà, depending on bó ṣe kọ́lé yẹn. So why are we talking about toilet tonight? We're talking about toilet. So àwọn tó ń sọ pé Igboho make away látara politics, yes, so make away látara politics. Ó dẹ̀ fi ṣàánú àwọn èèyàn. Àwọn tó kùnà ẹni kọ́ fi ṣàánú kọ́ dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation. Àwọn ò ní ṣe yẹn. Bomb bastard. Ó lè ní gbogbo wọn. Why am I talking about toilet tonight? Is because that is what I saw from the economics impact. And I guess I've posted that, if right, on the YouTube community. Tibasheton, I posted on TikTok. TikTok. But please follow me on all my platforms. Very, very important. Okay, multi posted so the community me. So let me do that right now so that we can be able to have, because Nigeria wa lara luto daruko. And because I'm ti daruko Nigeria, iṣẹ́ KOIKIMEDIA ni pé kó mú ọ̀rọ̀ yín wá fẹ̀yìn, because kò ṣe gbogbo ilẹ̀ máa mọ ire. Ṣé bitebite ń pa àwọn èèyàn ló máa mọ pé toilet ló wà nílẹ̀, but it's just to show and to continue to prove that that country, if we don't collapse it, ó wá ní wọ̀ fún ẹni visa. Ìwọ tó mọ̀ pé ò ní toilet kò dẹ́ ṣe gbogbo wa, but at least wọ́n mọ̀ pé population wa bó ṣe pọ̀ tó ní good toilet. Kí ló dé tá ṣe ní good toilet, especially nílẹ̀ Yorùbá? I don't care. Àwọn Hausa bá máa ní toilet, Igbo bá máa ní toilet. I am concerned about the Yoruba that we say that we are civilized people, and in 21st century, a ṣì lọ ń gbọ̀nsẹ̀ níta. A lè gbọ̀nsẹ̀ nínú ilé. So tẹ́ bá lọ sórí page mi lórí YouTube nísìn community, mo ti post link yẹn fẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ kà. Àwọn kan máa ń fẹ́ lọ kà àwọn kìíní yẹn la ṣe máa ń mention ẹ̀. It's just like a reference. Mo kí Adékúnlé plenty. Let's go into it. Like I said, this was posted on their timeline last month, but Emishe Koloni. Let's start this way. Imagine you are a child and the only toilet in your school is out of order. Ìyẹn kan ti fún wa ní fìlà, ó rà ń pówó yẹn pọ̀. Ṣé wá fẹ́ kí n bọ́ ilé ní ká kúkú máa dé yẹn? Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín. Thank you so much, Mercy Child. Love you too much, and appreciation to those of you. Imagine that the only toilet. I remember when I was in Abeokuta Grammar School, we hardly go to the toilet because there's no toilet. A máa ń yàgbẹ́ sínú paper ni. Àwa short put, just fertilizer ni kó máa lọ ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́hùn. Tó bá tètè rí nylon, tí gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ti mú ẹ gan. Àbí kó wọnú gbódọ̀ díẹ̀, short put ni. And I'm sure they are still doing that in 2023. By now, according to the way we have been told that the Yoruba people are very, very civilized, we should have eradicated toilet issue. A country that have not rectified toilet issue, then you want me to believe in that country with all this knowledge that we have gained and the understanding? I beg to differ. Let me repeat that again. A country, Baba Sunday Ade Banjo Mokinsa, Mr. Bamidele Mohammed, eba wa pín ètò yẹn ẹ share, because àwọn church náà máa ní share the link. Ẹ̀yin náà eba wa share. Mr. Peter Pan, thank you so much for joining. All Hail Biafra. Huggy Bear, thank you so much. If I didn't mention your name, don't get upset. Amazing Tony Mokinsa. Mr. Kolawolini, still doing short put in most of the government schools. Nigeria is not a country, according to Huggy Bear. If in 21st century, we are still doing short put, if you're not from Nigeria, you will not understand what I'm discussing right now. But for those that are Nigerians, they know that short put means that if you don't have that toilet and you want to do number 2, you will bring a paper out, like a newspaper like this, you will spread it. Newspaper, they don't know long, just any paper, because newspaper made a local. Because in UK, free paper every day, before you know, to be careful, your house will be full of newspaper. But in Nigeria, I don't think you get free newspaper. But you will find paper, white sheet paper, you tear it. Even your school paper, you tear it. báwo la ṣe máa ń tamper gan nígbà yẹn gan sẹ̀? Because not everybody use toilet paper. Okay, bí a máa lomi. Ìyà ti jẹ wá Nàìjíríà. God damn it. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan presently ó ń ṣe NYSC lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Mo ní sọ state of the top post ẹ̀ lọ. Ó wá pè wá. Ó ní òun lè lo toilet tó wà níbẹ̀ pé mo ní tí ò ní wá yàgbẹ́ ni ọmọ lọ ṣe short put. Àwọn tó ń ṣe NYSC ẹ lè confirm ẹ̀. I'm talking about recent one tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí, but mo ní fún yín ní state yẹn. Nigeria is a crazy country. Ìyàwó Bolúwa ti fẹ́ mo kí yín. Wọ́n ní short boots and they use paper to clean your bum. Hey, àwọn ìyá yìí ti mọ bó ṣe ń lọ. So gbogbo àná la go through ẹ̀. Mo rò pé mi nìkan ni mo ṣe short put. Àìmọye short put. Tó bá dẹ̀ careful, àwọn ògbẹ́ kan dẹ̀ wà tó bá jù báyìí. Tí a tún máa sọ àwọn tó bá rìn lọ lálẹ́, ẹ̀yọ́ máa lè. Àwọn bàbá kan tó lọ lálẹ́ ta ti jùgbẹ́lé olórí àti sáwọlé padà. Wọ́n ní mẹ́ni tó jù. It's not funny. Imagine you are a child and the only toilet in your school is out of order. Ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa níbí báyìí, a ti máa ń train àwọn ọmọ yẹn láti lè clean ara wọn, láti lè lo toilet. Now, imagine pé ọmọ ìlú òyìnbó ó wá gbé lọ sí Nàìjíríà. Ó wá ní, Dad, I want to go toilet. Ó wá sọ pé, can you hold it? Because ìwọ mọ̀ pé ìgbà tí wọ́n lọ tọ̀, ìgbẹ́ ti lé kàǹkà. Ẹ má bínú because a gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kó lè bá yé àwọn èèyàn. Kò ń ṣe pé wùn mí kí n máa sọ bí ìgbẹ́, bọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ta fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tọ́ílẹ̀tì ni. Tọ́ílẹ̀tì kẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbẹ́ àti tọ̀ ló ń lọ nínú ẹ̀. Bóyá tọ́ílẹ̀tì ilé tó lọ yẹn tó lọ tọ́mọ ẹ tẹ̀lé ẹ lọ. Àwọn kì í lo tọ́ílẹ̀tì inú ibẹ̀. Táwọn bá fẹ́ yàgbé, àwọn máa ń bọ́ta ni. Wá ṣe short put, wá jù síta. But because ẹ̀yin aráàlú òyìnbó tẹ́ ṣe délé, ẹ láti lọ kí àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ẹ̀yin náà dẹ̀ fi proof pé I was belonging. Oh, they were belonging to become more lóyìnbó tó bá dé toilet. Dad! Hey! Dad! Wàá rò pé àtàtà kìí ti gbé ni. Nígbà tó bá dé, what happened, John? Kí ló dé Túndé? And Dad, look at that shit. Àmọ́ lóyìnbó. Ìwọ náà wá gbójú. Wá sọ fún ọmọ ẹ pé short put ló máa ṣe. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ yìí, ẹ̀yẹ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ yìí lọ sábúlé. Kẹ wá máa wá toilet. Ẹ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ yìí lọ sábúlé. Nàìjíríà ni mo ti mọ̀ pé Gbénga Daniel ní hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì kan backup team mi ló ti sùn. Ó ní hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì kan ní ọ̀nà Abẹ́òkúta, Sogun State. Àwa lọ bá wọn ṣe nǹkan kan ní year kan. Number 1, omi gbóná ṣiṣẹ́ níbẹ̀. Ṣé Gbénga Daniel lọ́nà hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì yẹn? Ìkan náà àwọn olówó àwọn bí àì tó kú díyà òjò àbí nǹkan ọ̀nù wọn. I think it's Gbénga Daniel. There was no the bathroom, there was no hot water. Water was not coming out. Tàbá yàgbẹ́ tán, a máa fi korobá, a máa fi ní hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì. Àbí ká ṣe máa ṣí WC yẹn. Kò jẹ́ pé kò sí WC níbẹ̀ o, but tó bá tẹ̀ báyìí, omi ò jáde. So ìwọ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ lọ sábúlé kó máa wá toilet. Because ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ yìí, it shows that the civilization tó ń sọ fún wa pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti wà civilized. Ọmọ for now, our civilization kankan, we are completely in danger. Mercy child, we don't suffer, no be today. And this is why some of us are now saying, come on, let us come back to our sense. Yoruba have been civilized. Look, ìtàn gbogbo yẹn. Right now, we are no longer civilized people. We are backward people because we are still living in a society where millions of Yoruba people do not have access to toilet, even in most of the schools. And you tell me that we are civilized. They are still doing a lot of short put in the urban area, according to Baba Kolawole. Keep the comment coming. You can also want to share your experience. Go to our phone line here, open. If you just want to chip in something quickly, you can call in. I don't think I will be long on this program, but I will see how we are. Mr. Mo of Lagos say, old civilization. Because we have been told that the Yoruba people have been civilized before the colonial era, before the Portuguese came. But the question is, why don't we have toilet across all the 191 local government today? Why are we still doing short put? Yagbe sinu paper, koju seyin. I mean, it's good because it's also like a fertilizer anyway. But that should not be the right way. So let's go back again. Tackling toilet loss. Kí ló ń pè ní loss? Let's look for the English dictionary of loss. So let's go and look for the English dictionary. Google search. So the meaning of loss. Kí ló dé tí kìíní yóò loud? Ẹ jẹ́ increase it. Mo kẹ́ ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR. Àwọn èèyàn méjì wà níbẹ̀ but wọ́n kí mi so mo ń lè mọ àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé Ògúnmọ́lá ni òun á ti tètè kí mi but mo kẹ́ ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR. Loss. Tá bá sọ pé loss. The fact of the process of losing something or someone. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká lose anybody. Tá bá sọ pé loss. It is the process, the fact or process of losing something or someone. Tó bá sọwọ́ nù ní Nàìjíríà lẹ́ni nísìn, òyà máa kó ẹni. Lọ sọ 10,000 naira nù, á dàbí pé ayé fi parẹ́ mọ́ ẹ lára. What a country. Nigeria has dealt with us for too long. So when some of you are now saying that Nigeria will be great, my question is, have they been able to fix all the toilets in Yoruba land? I'm talking about 191 local government, up to anywhere. I don't care whether it's in the rural area, the urban area, on the street, on the motorway, every part. There must be toilet where I can be able to do number 2 rather than doing short put. Nigeria has gone, but many of you don't want to agree that there's nothing called Nigeria again. So people ask, what is loss? It is easy to confuse the noun and the verb forms of words, especially when they are spelled very similar. Loss, L-O-S-S, Lima, Oscar, Sarah, Sarah, is a noun that means something that is lost. Oh, we're lost in it. It means something that is lost. Tiba son 1,000 naira, you know this thing. Emi ò ní wà bothered because mo mọ̀ pé mo lè make me. Ṣé tí wọ́n náà bá san 1,000? Hey, thank you so much. You know, Mercy Child, you keep bringing that different filler, changing the one on my head. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Loss, L-O-S-E, is a verb that means to come without something, to fail to retain. So the topic we are looking at is tackling toilet loss, L-O-S-S. How do we, okay, let me throw this out as a question. How do we tackle the loss of toilet across Yoruba land? If we want to say Nigeria, it will be too much. Let's just retain it to Yoruba land. Because Tabana fe deal peluti not. I don't know whether they want toilet. Maybe the Biafra, definitely. They are civilized. They want toilet. But let's just stick it to Yoruba land. How do we deal with it? And so we position in Nigeria, but we have many people that need toilet. Why not we train? I mean, why not train? Train multiple technicians that can quickly. Monoti Baba Kotomba wa ṣiṣẹ́ nígbà táwa wà ní kékeré. Baba Taju la máa ń pè wọ́n is very good in his job. Anything that got to do with plumbing, Baba Taju la máa ń pè. I don't even know whether he's alive or not. But we have so many Baba Taju like that would have just needed a bit of extra, edge up with the latest technology so that you can easily quickly work with some of the toilets. Number 2, we are not building enough toilet itself. We have to order it from Turkey. Especially in Nigeria. So you can see is a country that doesn't have any sense of thinking of more of Lagos say all these things are just absence of political will. They are so basic of the basic needs. Money meaning last man standing. Because number 1, if we have production of how they are producing toilets. Then we have people that are ready to fix it. We have people that will be delivery. What to deliver and kankan wá sínú ilé lẹ́ni. I don't have to go into the details. Ẹ rántí pé nígbà tí mò ń ṣe Star Radio mo dìde, wọ́n wá deliver nǹkankan ni. Àwọn kan ló wá deliver. Ọ̀tọ̀ lẹ́ni tó máa wá plug ẹ̀, ẹ̀ntọ́ lẹ́ni tó máa, you know, so there is, kí ló máa ń pè kí ni mo fẹ́ mo ń bọ̀ Mr. Tokyo máa ka comment yín nísìn. Mo wá nǹkan òyìnbó tí mo fẹ́ lò. Ẹ mọ̀ pé that means pé different people doing different things. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn tó wá deliver, àwọn lè máa mọ bó ṣe ń connect nǹkan. Tí wọ́n ní pé kán wá deliver division of labour. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá mi Kọ́lá wọlé. Hamza kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín dáàdì. Àní mo láwọn ọlọ́pọlọ tájọ́ ń jókòó tájọ́ ń ṣe program tó bá fẹ́ há àwọn náà jù sí bíbá. Division of labour. If we say that tabani and produce it, that ceramic, that toilet ceramic, èmi ò mọ̀ tó fi ń ṣe. But I'm sure taba wà lọ́wọ́ bọ̀ tá a bá tẹ̀ ní gbogbo material yẹn nínú Nigeria, we can import the one that we don't have and then we can start producing it in mass. Even if that is what Bola Tinubu is going to start with, producing mass toilet, and let people start working. Àwọn kan ló máa lọ deliver, àwọn kan ló máa lọ plug it. Production is it, they produce it in Abeokuta. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Wọ́n ní interlè fi ṣe toilet, ó wà ní Abeokuta. Èmi ò tẹ̀ túmọ̀ yẹn. Ṣé ti rí pé we have a lot to deal with. There's a lot of problem. I don't want to bring anybody because Mufite started push it, but Ogi Bear is sending a request. So I need just few minutes to speak to us. I'll allow him for 2-3 minutes. Because
She's looking great. So, sir, so what's the way forward?
well, the way forward is we collapse Nigeria to start with.
I see it, Laura. I see it. Yeah, but no one's ready to develop Nigeria the way you're talking.
Well, they are not going to develop Nigeria because there's nothing called Nigeria, free will for everybody to just run Nigeria, make their money, enjoy it, and then it goes on and on like that. That is a fact.
Remember,
yes.
If you build a building, they don't maintain it.
Well, you're quite right. It's the same problem. There's no division of labor. I mean, my cousin do what they call service maintenance, and he's been doing it for the last 20 years. The problem in Nigeria is they build all this nice fancy building and we see it. And within the next 6 months, there is no maintenance structure. And
okay,
I
take the capital.
You mean Abuja?
Just recently born. But if you go there, go there in 30 years' time, Abuja won't be as how Abuja is.
Well, they've been complaining. They've been putting Abuja in the same par with Lagos because they say Lagos is slum and Abuja is getting into that same situation as well.
Remember, Lagos wasn't, like they say,
because we have many people that were trooping to Lagos because the other city and the other state were not developed and they were not given access to certain areas of, the importation of goods. Why is it that Apapa is the only one working when we have the Warri port? All these ports should have been opened up and there will be less pressure in Lagos. Lagos cannot sustain itself in another 10 years. It will collapse.
Yeah. So that's where the capital is heading. That's where all the states are heading. It's not just the capital.
So I think the present situation right now before.
Oh, what was that?
No, it's my son. You see?
Are they walking upstairs?
No. It's just that sometimes they lose concentration.
Oh, okay.
So
it's not like
I think the problem is there's not current planning. Remember that Alimo Shaw, nobody's planning anything anymore, and that is why we are saying buildings being destroyed or building being brought down. We've seen the Lagos has become so tight that even as of today, well, almost a few minutes before today goes, in Ebute Metta, a building collapsed because we have all these new, what they call themselves, developer. They just want to make money, and they turn this small land and they build it up quickly, and then the structure is not very good. Even those that have lived in UK,
no bricks, no cement.
You're right. There was a guy that died recently in Lagos State. I'm sure people remind me the name now. He lives in UK. You would expect that he's going to be taking the best service of building to Lagos. Man, that building collapsed within days.
Okay.
Because he's trying to cut corners. That's what they do. They want to cut corners. Yeah, they want to cut corners.
Sorry, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So I think moving forward, I mean, even if the country is not going to collapse.
The only part I'm thinking about is that Mr. Tinubu won't do anything.
But people complain that he's going to do. People are telling us he's going to do. That is where we're having problems. People keep saying Tinubu has a vision. He has a renewed shege. He's going to develop Nigeria. He's going to bring it back to where it used to be. And he actually even promised that he will remove 50 million Nigerians out of poverty. How he's going to do that, I don't know.
Remember?
Yes.
Running Lagos and running the whole country is a different matter.
Well, Tinubu doesn't know that. I'm sure he's probably thinking now.
It's a different matter.
Yeah.
He was a governor. He's never taken a big post on. This is his highest
office. Yeah.
Post he's been in.
Maybe he wants to do what they call try your luck. You know, I do my best, just like Buhari did his own, and it goes.
No matter of trying luck. If he wants to try his luck, it should start with the youth.
They're not going to give the youth any opportunity. Everybody knows that. Showore is there. They're not going to vote for Showore. Showore has been.
They're the next generation in Nigeria. They're the next generation for Nigeria.
Well,
not the 70s, not the 60s, not me and you. Not me and you.
Well, many people will not agree with you on that because at the end of the day, these same set of people are not ready to go. And that is why Obasanjo said that you just have to push them because they are not going anywhere. He says, I don't talk about violence, but you have to come together in one block and push them away because none of these guys are going anywhere.
Why can't they just have 2 political parties then? Instead of having 6 or 7 or 8.
It is part of why we are saying that the foundation has been faulty. You know, what you are bringing up is a good idea. We have, these independent in UK, and we have the Labour and the Conservative, and you can also contest under the, Green Party or as an independent. But what they've done in Nigeria, we've been saying it, Nigeria was, this is an article that says in 2017. Yes, sorry?
Okay, you had UPN and you had NPN. Yeah? Those are the 2 formula parties. If Awolowo was a president now before he wasn't allowed to, Nigeria wouldn't be in the state.
Yeah, but wouldn't allow him. He's the same British.
Salah Mohammed, his reign was short, but I enjoy his reign. After that, Nigeria has been up and down middle. Good luck tried, but they frustrated him, so he couldn't go to his
the whole system foundation is faulty. So what we are doing now is, if we're still trying to amend the faulty foundation, which many of us never knew, it will still. You've talked about the Great Owl. You went up to Jonathan. You went up to this and that, but the foundation is faulty. How do we? Okay. Tinubu is running on the fraudulent 1999 constitution, just like Jonathan did and Buhari did. What we are saying is that let's collapse the constitution. Then the constitution that will come in will give access to referendum, and people will decide whether we still want to remain as one block or not. But right now, the constitution itself is a military diktat. Every single one of them knows that. Robert Clark, a senior advocate of Nigeria, said the same thing. Afe Babalola, a senior advocate of Nigeria, said the same thing. But yet, none of them are pushing the effort to pull down the constitution, and the same constitution is what Tinubu is using.
But it's going to take time.
It's not going to take time. It's going to take maybe another second civil war, which some of us don't want.
No, because I don't know, because all the advisors in Nigeria, don't they travel?
They're careless. Ike Kerimadu traveled, he ended up in the prison. He's still in the prison.
Yeah, but the president traveled. He can see other countries.
It doesn't matter. Tinubu lives in UK. Let me tell you, Tinubu was living here, from what we heard and what we told, in Milton Keynes for 4 years before he returned back to Nigeria and he became the governor.
He was getting medical treatment there.
Well, I'm not even talking about recent. I'm talking about before when Abacha wanted to kill him. He ran out of Nigeria. He was in London for a few years, and then after Abacha died, he went back, and then the rest is history, like they say. Anyway, let's move on, and probably I might bring you back in again because I want to crack on that particular toilet, because there's something I want to bring out of it.
Toilet.
Yes. the most important part of human being. At some point, you must have to visit the toilet.
How did you come about toilet? Because I've only just started.
Well, I mean, I was on Twitter some few hours ago.
Just
while
briefly, how you came about toilet?
Well,
because everyone's building toilet outside. Why are they building toilet outside? I thought toilet was inside.
Well, like I said, I was actually
Is that that you have one upstairs or you have one downstairs?
Well, the problem, most Nigerians don't even have access to toilet. That is what I'm going to discuss. Maybe you want to sit back and listen to that, because it's going to be an interesting one. All right. All right.
I went to go and do volunteer for crisis.
Oh, okay. All right. Turn the volume up on the other side, and then let's enjoy it.
So I checked and saw that this man is online.
I'm back again. This is like the fourth video we are doing today. It's back to back. So let's. How did I come toilet? You will find out in the video. Let's go back to it. Thank you so much. What an interesting guest there. Thank you so much to my Ogi Bear for joining us. Mr. Lawale said law and order, plan, foundation, and maintenance. Mr. Koiki, there's a difference between baluwe and toilet. Yeah, baluwe is the one that where you have your bath, and toilet is the one that you do poo-poo. Once again, let's go back. Ijoba Italo, thank you so much. So I'm going to move swiftly. Where we stopped was, imagine you are a child and the only toilet in your school is out of order. How do you manage yourself for the day in the school? And has been since the start of the school year. Sadly, this is the reality for at least 539 million school children around the world. Thank you so much, Ogibie. 539 million schools around the world today are affected. I'm sure you know that your country, my country, is one out of those countries that is affected. I'm sure even if I didn't go further with this broadcast anymore, you know that definitely Nigeria is one of them. But it's worth reading it so that we can have a better understanding. Mr. Salisu Abdulaziz, thank you so much. If we cannot deal with the basic, like one of our listener, I think Mr. I want to go back to the comment there, Mr. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ademola said that is why you have a place called Ilesha Awo along Old Lagos Abekuta Road. I think that is where we can get, the ceramic for the. Mr. Moore of Lagos say all these things are just absent of political will. They are so basic that we should not be even talking about toilet. That we're having toilet issue even in African countries today. Not to talk about Nigeria, the most populous black nation, the blah blah blah, as they always tell us. But Nigeria, unfortunately or fortunately, is among these schools. 539 million schools around the world. Almost half of these children have no toilet in the school at all. And I'm sure we can go on and on about schools that have cried out, hey, our toilet, our classroom. I mean, if they can't have a classroom, forget it, they don't have a toilet. And it doesn't matter whether it's in the north or it's in the southeast or the middle belt or whatever we say we are. It's almost every part of Nigeria tonight. For the other half, a toilet may exist. There are some toilets that you go inside, that your poo-poo will run away. It will stop trying to come out, because by the time you see giligbe of this camo igbe where they don't pie, that your poo-poo will literally run out. Mercy Child is just laughing out there. And it's true. There's some toilet that is literally say toilet outside. But when you open it, the smell of the shit, some house that are still face me, I face you. Only God knows how some of you manage yourself. I can't blame you, but we should have a system. It looks like Mercy Child on best with all his heart is buying tonight. Thank you so much. The reality is that many people tonight are living in face me, I face you houses, even in Lagos, and they don't have basic toilets. They have shalanga. And the same people cook around there because your kitchen is just literally away from those toilets. And you don't even have a good medical general hospital. So you can see that by the time the smell from that toilet get to your food, by the time you intake it, all these will still mean that the reason why WHO says that many Nigerians will not survive up to 55 years old. I pray we all do, but that is what the world statistics says tonight. I will go one step back again. Imagine you, me, we are a child, and the only toilet in our school has been out of order throughout the year of the school. You would have to do one thing or the other to survive the poo-poo while you're in the school. But sadly, it is a reality that 539 million school children around the world today do go through this process. Almost half of these children have no toilet in the school, while the other toilet that exists have become unstable through a lack of basic maintenance. That is the right word. Mr. Olawale said corruption and no accountability. Even government offices, and I'm not joking now, I'm not making this up. Before Yoruba Nation, I visited Abuja, I visited a ministry, I could not use the toilet. The smell coming out of that toilet is just too strong. I'm talking about the ministry in Abuja. I don't know whether that has changed now. I'm talking about sometime around 2017 or 18. I'm not sure with my date and year. I visited ministry in Abuja. I mean, not that there's poo-poo in the toilet, but the toilet smell. You know, you want to go into the toilet and the smell, and you have to use perfume to do my own. You know, I'm feeling my own perfume in my shirt while I do like that, and I'm doing my pee. I didn't do poo-poo, I just went to pee, but I could not hold that pee, and I have to pee, and the toilet was smelling. So I have to put perfume that I have in my shirt and quickly get the hell out of there. The question is not that people are not cleaning the toilet, because you see people that are cleaning, but they're not given the right equipment. And sometimes those toilets, the toilet, whatever, they are very old. They should have. So something seems to have blocked, either from the top, from the bottom, is not flow of water, because I don't see why those toilets are not working. Again, it's just that there is no maintenance. We've never had maintenance culture in that shit-hole country. And you can see why we say it's a shit-hole. And I'm talking about toilet today. We should not be blamed for that. We should be blamed for the system that kept us together, where corruption has eaten every part of Nigeria tonight. I don't know whether the new airport, I've not been there, and I hope that they can maintain the new airport in Lagos State. But I know that the previous one was not very good as well. Not that we don't have some toilets in UK as well, because some toilets you go in there and like, what? But you can complain. And if complaint continue, they can lock that place up, especially if they are involved in food. For the other half, a toilet may exist, but have become unstable through a lack of basic maintenance. These children suffer the impact of toilet loss daily. Imagine most of our children in Nigeria, and I use the word Nigeria because I now capture everybody, because I don't want to be biased. Most of them are losing toilet every day. Toilet loss itself is the economic, societal cost of neglect toilet. It's like a damage that don't fix their toilet, so that they think that is normal. So when you are now telling somebody that Nigeria is not normal, they say, no, it's normal because my toilet is not working, but it is normal. And I'm thinking, no, it shouldn't be. Your toilet should be working. According to Economics Impact, supported by Unilever, is launching a novel research that measures the scale, the scope, and the cost of toilet loss, and develops an investment pathway to ensure every child has access to clean, safe, basic school toilet. The research covers 4 geographical diverse countries. You definitely know that Nigeria is one of them. Ecuador, India, Nigeria, Philippines. Maybe I should take that back again. Economics impact, supported by Unilevel, is launching a novel research that measures the scale, the scope, and the cost of toilet loss and develops an investment pathway to ensure that every child has access to a clean, safe, basic school toilet. The research covers 4 geographically diverse countries: Ecuador, India, Nigeria, and Philippines. Let's go further. Across the 4 countries considered in this study, 1.2 million school toilets constructed since 2015, when Buhari, dead or alive, the most saddest person, the most important person that corrupt Nigeria, bankrupt Nigeria, and yet Tinubu has no audacity to go and arrest him, because if he does, Sultan of Sokoto might arrest Tinubu as well, and I'm not joking. Well, beat Tinubu that Buhari lejo, dead or alive. Let me take that again. Across these 4 countries, remember to take note: Ecuador, India, Nigeria, and Philippines. They have to now categorize Nigeria as part of these statistics, as part of this research. They will never use Nigeria for anything good apart from something that will be disadvantage to me and you. And that is why we say, you can see why some of you apply for visa and they say, you are running away so that your children will have a better toilet. You are running away. And as I speak to you tonight, I was reading on Punch newspaper, France doesn't want anybody to come to their country to school and come with their children or their husband. Let them stay in Nigeria, use school and finish and go back. UK is doing the same thing. Immigration is becoming very tight across the world. And if we do nothing to get ourselves to collapse that shithole country called Nigeria, we would all eat breakfast at some point. Let's go further. Again, these countries, Ecuador, India, Philippines, Nigeria, consider in this study, there's now almost 1.2 million school toilets that were constructed since 2015 have been lost through lack of maintenance, equivalent to a loss of 1.9 billion US dollars. 2015 was when Buhari came to power. For 8 years, or from the time that they did this research in 2015 till date, which is about equivalent to 1.2 million toilets, among all these 4 countries, they've been a total loss. These are toilets that they just built in 2015. I mean, imagine that 2015 is just 8 years ago. Almost, there are some houses in this country that they will tell you that that building has been there for the last 40 years. All they've done is they've changed the toilet, they've changed the double glazing, they've changed the doors, and they've made that it's got whatever it takes for us to live conducively inside it. Some of those buildings have been in existence for a very long time. Why are we saying we don't want Nigeria? It is not because of Fulani alone. Some of you think that it's because of the Fulani in the forest. No, it's because our children cannot access basic things of life, which is toilet. That alone means that we can collapse Nigeria, because it cannot look. I mean, if Nigeria cannot look after our children that we should value, we should nourish, we should look after, so that when they go to school, they have basic toilet to go into. And you are now telling me, as an elderly person, that the same country will take care of you. How? When? Thank you so much, Mr. Lawale Latishulenke. You can say why we say, Mr. Ahmed Jamil Adekunle say, one common thing about Nigeria is that they don't have maintenance culture. Nigeria is not sane, not safe in any category. Nigeria, the crime scene. A country that value nobody. Whether you are rich, you are old. Let's go further. These losses have been most extreme in India and Nigeria. Even though we know that India is growing in terms of, poverty elevation, the economy, but they are still being added to this research. These losses have been most extreme. And when they use the word extreme, that means in total in India and Nigeria, where 0.6 million and they said 0.6 M, I don't know what that means, and the 0.4 M constructed toilet have respectively been lost. In Nigeria again and Ecuador, the losses amount to nearly 20% of all investment in school sanitation since 2015. In other words, for every $5 million US invested in toilets, school toilets, $1 million has been lost. So we are building toilets worth $5 million, but we have already lost $1 million of that toilet because we fix that we refuse to maintain that toilet. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to to portray here now. I mean, toilets should be like something that we should not even be talking about. So if Nigeria cannot fix toilet, how would they be able to fix life? You can see why these politicians don't care whether you have a basic toilet or not. They prefer you to be doing short put while they are living in big mansion, and some of them, their mansion with very, very, water that like Lekki, you flush, you see brown water coming out of it. Not every one of them. Let me take that again. Don't worry if I'm repeating it. It's just that I want you to sink into your head. Because not that I'm talking rudely to you all, but it's just that the fact that when we come out and say that Nigeria is a shithole country, that is another evidence. You don't have to agree with me, but if a country cannot fix school toilet and maintain it from 2015, I mean, they spent $5 million to build a toilet. I don't know the numbers of toilets, about 1.2 million, and yet we have lost $1 million. Which one makes sense pass? Not be the one where they go fix them. They make sure that me and you, where they say we don't get job, get you into each of this school and become. Do you know that that is another job opportunity? Let people set up a private toilet cleaning services. Let them be paid and they can send people there. Toilet, anywhere where you get many people, toilet go they block because people shit is different. Some go be strong, some go be nya, some go be kata kata. But you must have people to maintain it as it goes along. You must have the water flow inside it. When we don't have irrigation to support our farmer, how do you have water in the toilet? Every farm needs that irrigation so that omiale wa nibe. But when we don't even have that, how do you expect water in the toilet? It's another good job for plumbers. And if you're not into plumbing, we can train you in 6-8 weeks and put you on the field. Raw training. And I'm sure many of you will do the job if you are paid. Why do you think that people are doing care job in this country, even though the job might not be the kind of job, but it's also what they call care of duty? But people get paid and they're excited that they know that when they work even up to their final day of the services, of when they come out fully, they get their pension. Yes, apprenticeship scheme can be set up in every local government. That will be the job of the local government. And the local government, we know that in my local government, we have 20 schools. Each of those 20 schools, we need at least about 1,000 plumbers to go in there on a daily basis to maintain those toilets so that we do not lose the value of the what we have paid to build that toilet. But because Nigeria is a corrupt country, they want the maintenance to go down so that they can start again and buy new basic, the same set of toilet seats and put it there. I think they just like everything to be brand new for 6 months. And after 6 months, it collapses again and it goes on and on and on because they will continue to allocate money for the same project that we can maintain. Nigeria is a shithole. Yoruba people are not asking for self-determination alone. We are asking for that because Nigeria cannot maintain toilet for the schools in Yoruba land and the rest of Nigeria. Mr. Peter Pan said, my own shit, now nuclear weapon, no, it depends on what kind of food you are eating. If you're eating a lot of fruit and drink water, it go to come like shh. But if you eat usiewu and eba and amala and bobwe, your shit go to strong and you go to inside toilet. Toilet can create millions of jobs, opportunity for Nigerians. Many of you tonight, Emma Bino, Mr. Tokyo, I missed that your comment there. Thanks so much, Mr. Koiki, for educating our people. Well, that is the job I've decided to do. The maintenance system is the money itself. If I look this Christmas, some people are going to be paid double, triple, because if you call out anybody on Christmas Day to come and fix anything in this country, Omo, be prepared to pay triple price. That is the cost of what you will pay. Why then can't we have toilets that can be working and maintained for at least 10 years? Yes, sometimes they might have to change certain things, you know, but because of the fraudster in Nigeria, where the system is corrupt, they will rather want us to continue to buy brand new toilet seats from China, from Turkey, from India, from wherever they can buy it, because they can double the price. And that is what they've done. So when they tell you that this can be bought for $1, by the time they bring the price back in Nigeria, they are telling us that this is going to cost us $6. So everybody, and they will issue a receipt for $6. It goes into the channel of every corrupt system. All the countries that you guys are thinking that your politician goes and bring stuff, they are also corrupt because they know that they have to inflate the price. Nobody's going to vet it and check it. How many times have they done auditing to check even the price of the things that they told us they bought in Nigeria? Nigeria is just a country that we need to collapse. And if you say you don't want it to collapse, your children will not have access to basic toilets. Let's go further. Prioritizing operation and maintenance, O&M, is a critical to preventing toilet loss. If toilet construction had been supported by operation and maintenance, the country in this study could be 10% closer to full coverage of basic toilet across the schools. That is the problem. Nigeria refused to put in O&M, which means operation and maintenance. And you are now telling me that a country like Nigeria, one day it will work. Thank you so much, Mercy Child. That kind of prayer for people like us is just difficult to understand. So you want me to be praying for Nigeria to be able to fix toilets? So you want me to start doing Astaghfirullah, Ebawashi toilet, Astaghfirullah, Hallelujah, please Jesus, make sure that in this local government they come and fix the toilet. I know people pray at the transition. We've seen that people are praying. Please, I don't know whether they are praying for the light to come there or whether they are praying that they should not steal it. I don't know which one. Why are we like this? Why are we allowing the same set of politicians to think that we are stupid people when we are not? Especially when we are all well advanced with technology, with the way we react. I mean, some of you, sometimes you get video calls of your friend that show you certain things. I mean, even if it's not on our platform. Why are we living in denial? We're talking about toilet tonight. Nigeria is one of those countries that have lost $1 million or $1 billion. Yeah, $1 billion in not making toilet to function since 2015. And if you doubt me, Koiki for president. No. Let me just stick to what I'm doing right now. I'm good with what I'm doing. And if you doubt me, when the schools are returned, no, it's even good now that the schools are on holiday. You know, most of the schools in Nigeria, you can easily get access to it. Just give the Baba Gateman some money, say you want to just see some things, and just go and look at the toilet, take pictures and send it to me. I remember there's a police station in Surulere. I think I sent those picture to Mayegun that time. I can't see if I remember where I saw the picture. Police station kan wà ní Surulere níbi ojú ẹlẹ́gba yẹn. The toilet. I don't know whether they've changed it, but this about just prior before we started Yoruba Nation. You know, then when I was not, you know, I mean, when I was going home, nobody, I mean, then I was just, you know, normal person. I can go anywhere. But now that, you know, the face is much more, it will be difficult to move around in Nigeria without being spotted. But then I would travel different places, visit different places. I had the opportunity, you know, there was a case at the police station that I wanted to witness, and I went there, and as usual, snoop around the toilet. Everything was dead. Dead. I mean, we're not even talking about police station now. The focus on this is school toilet. Nigeria could not maintain our children's school toilet in 2023. All the toilets that were built in 2015, the statistics is telling us that we lost out almost $1 billion out of those schools' toilets. Let's go further. Why constructing new school toilet is necessary to reach full school sanitation coverage, construction without O&M, which means operation and maintenance result. Let me take that again because I missed the line. Why constructing school toilet is necessary to reach full school sanitation coverage. Construction, we end this program at 1 o'clock. I try not to go too far for more than that. The construction without O&M result in a significant and rapid loss of the newly built toilet. In Ecuador, $120 million has been lost from building new school toilets that have not been maintained. If this money had been put towards maintaining existing toilet, instead, access to the basic school toilet in the country could be 69% instead of 59%. Increased O&M spending could have avoided larger healthcare expenditure, reduced family income, and the lost economic output of over $10 billion across the countries that are studied, which is India, Nigeria. In 2015 up to 2021. So this study was from 2015 up to 2021. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So within 6 years, we've lost toilets in Nigeria schools. India and Nigeria suffered the greatest loss. You can tell. Shit, oh country. India and Nigeria suffered the greatest loss of $5.1 billion and $4.4 billion respectively. The greatest contributor to these losses is healthcare expenditure to treat infections in children, which is another problem. Because the person who won't go shit inside toilet, we no good, they are likely to also catch another problem. Bear with me. So that is where the problem is. So when we talk about not just the toilet that is not fixed, we're also talking about children catching whatever problem in those toilets. Again, the greatest contributor to these losses is healthcare expenditure to treat infectious in children. In India, healthcare expenditure constitute 2/3 of the total loss. Losses in longer term could be substantially higher than estimated, as the learning losses drive wider economic impact as children grow older from reduced access to skilled labor and decreased overall productivity. Globally, at least 20 million more basic service toilets are needed across the schools to reach 100% coverage by 2030. Meeting this target requires a 6-fold acceleration in the progress made since 2015. Between 2015 and 2021, 6 years, the number of the basic service toilets in schools increase from 36 million to 38 million. By 2030, we're going to need 58 million toilets will be needed across schools to achieve this goal. Our analysis estimated that 12 million more toilets need to be newly constructed and subsequently maintained. In addition, now 8 million existing toilets need to be rehabilitated and receive subsequent regular O&M, operational management, and the remaining 38 million need to continue O&M. So what is needed to keep the toilet functioning in this shithole country called Nigeria and those countries that I mentioned is to make sure that we have maintenance round the clock. An additional cent in every dollar of education spending per children each year will allow most countries to achieve full basic sanitation coverage in schools through investment in the construction and the O&M of school toilets by 2030. Additionally, estimated annually spending of $2 per 11 per child is needed to achieve 100% coverage of the basic school toilet across the 4 countries that have been studied. We talk about those 4 countries: India, Philippines, Ecuador, and Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country among those studies where more substantial increases in spending equivalent to 23% of the current education spending per child will be needed for full basic coverage. This level of investment is a result of the low baseline education spending in Nigeria and much larger gaps in basic toilet coverage in the schools. Across all countries, additional investment will be needed beyond those estimated to achieve advanced service levels in schools, particularly in terms of sanitation software such as training and implementation of the monitoring and evaluation system. In a budget-constrained environment, prioritizing the O&M, investment to maintain existing school toilets is the most cost-effective strategy in Nigeria. This strategy delivers social returns of $2.6 million for every $1 million invested. Achieving the SDG target will ultimately require investing in both constructions and the O&M, but in a fiscal constrained environment, countries may not have the capacity to substantially increase their investment in school sanitation. Investing first in maintaining existing toilets is the most cost-effective, visible strategy, delivering the highest social returns for every dollar invested. In the longer term, as more funding is unlocked, greater investment can be directed towards building, maintaining new schools to close the access gap. Based on the insight of expert interview, published research, learning from countries leading the way towards sanitation for all children, we'll identify 3-point plan as a baseline for developing local strategy to close the gap in sanitation access in school. Accelerate the future planning. No school toilet built without a plan and budget for operations and maintenance. Better monitoring, collecting systematic data against clear guidelines to measure and monitor the availability of the access to the basic sanitation services in the schools. Clear governance, clarifying roles, responsibilities for all stakeholders, providing sanitation services in schools. Download our white paper to find out more. Nigeria failed to save our children from the most basic things of life. Ẹni tó fẹ́ lọ yàgbẹ́ kò sí toilet tó máa ṣe yàgbẹ́ ní school. If Tiwole maintain, I have to speak raw like this so that clearly understand the magnitude of the problem that we found ourselves in. Prince Adeshina Adefowora Mukinsa. Toilet in Nigeria is being used as a research between 2015 and 2021. 6 years. Gbogbo toilet oníwọ́ kọ́ ní Nigeria failed within 6 years because we only maintain it. A country that cannot maintain the school toilet, how is it going to maintain me and you? So you can tell that all the politicians are just as something else. And like I said, you can read these as I've posted that already on all our timeline. They have a video, but it's not telling me anything than the sound there. But I can mute the sound and tell you what they're saying in that video. 531 million school children around the world don't have access to toilet, a usable school toilet. The uncomfortable truth is, for half these children, these toilets are there, but they are not clean. They are not maintained. They are unusable. Every day, these children suffer the impact of toilet loss. That is what happens when you build a toilet but don't look after it. The toilet loss report assess the economic societal cost of neglected toilets across 4 countries: Ecuador, Nigeria, India, the Philippines. 1.2 million school toilets have been lost in just 6 years. Toilet losses has cost us $1.9 billion. $10 billion was lost on healthcare. $10 billion was lost on healthcare income, a hidden cost holding children and countries back. We need more school toilets, 20 million more, and stop losing the ones we are building. Every cent in every dollar spent on education is all it takes to close the gap. A clean and safe toilet and a healthier and brighter for millions of children. And the potential economic, like in Nigeria, 7 million additional jobs. Did you hear that? That would have created 7 million additional jobs if we have been able to put people in that sector and save those toilets that were built from 2015. Not that they didn't build a toilet, but the crazy country forgot to have people to go and maintain it. So they only put people to fix the toilet and they forget about the maintenance, or maybe it is just a deliberate act like the Nigeria itself. Fix toilet and then don't put anybody to maintain it because we will put the budget back again on it. That tells you that that country is a shit hole. It's not going to work. So I'm going to move away from that because, like I said, I have just a few more minutes to go into the next one. We've been talking about the Nigerian economy. It's been dancing like yo-yo. So when we talk about the Nigerian economy, there's just too many lies in the government. Bola Tinubu is playing the media game. I've told us that already. He understands the media because he's a Yoruba man. So right now, there's scarcity of Naira in Nigeria, and all of a sudden, we are hearing that Emefiele have so much amount of bank account and blah, 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 and everybody is not talking about Naira scarcity anymore. What we are now talking about is Emefiele have account in America, in China. So they are doing what they call the media war. I mean, they are convincing our brain, why is my people not having access to Naira? Emefiele is no longer the CBN governor. It shows that the corrupt system that has eaten up every part of Nigeria, the new administration is also trying to use our brain by letting us to think that everything is cozy, even though many of you have Naira, but you can't have access to it. And if you have to have access to it, you have to now pay 1,000 Naira for every 10,000 Naira you want to remove. It might mean nothing to me and you outside Nigeria, but remember that 30,000 Naira is the minimum wage if they are still paying that. So if somebody have to pay 1,000 Naira for every 10,000 Naira they have to remove, that is a big problem. My question is, thank you so much, Mr. Lanio. Says the minimum wages, payment for salaries, please. So what is sanwó oṣù tí month fáwọn èèyàn nílé? I expect Lagos not to be owing anybody, just like Rivers State. I don't know about any other state because they don't have what it takes. So when we talk about the current problems in Nigeria every now and then, many people try to avoid it. I picked up this from David Odonye. How many of you remember that? Okay, I'm live on this. I will not be able to. I was almost going to turn I almost forgot. I was going to show you. I'm sure some of you remember Adi Saraki, that criminal that went out there and deceived every one of us that Nigeria is having an airline, only for us to be told that that airline is an Ethiopian airline that was painted into Nigerian air. Do you know now it's talking about, it's like he has now become an Islamic scholar. I'm talking about Ade Seriki or whatever his name is called. I'm talking about these criminals. Look at the way he's dressing now. I'm sure some of you remember him. The 419 former aviation minister. So I picked this up from David Odoye, and this is what he said. This one is now tweeting exclusively in Hausa, and every tweet contained Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. These and Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. After looting the aviation ministry. Oh, thank you so much. Mercy Child, you're just too good tonight. We appreciate all these beautiful art and this gift you're giving us tonight. And may God continue to be and bless you as you continue to bless us. So that's what we believe in anyway. Whichever God it is, Christianity God, Muslim God, our traditional gods, whichever one you believe. Thank you so much. After looting the aviation ministry and buying a Bombardier private jet for himself, OTD Quranic instructor, Lori Twitter, and his audience will definitely buy it. These are criminals. Do you know that he actually collapsed that ministry? He told us that, we will have a Nigerian airplane that will take me from Nigeria to London, from London to Nigeria. We're almost finishing as well. Thank you so much, Mercy Child. Good night. Me too, say my eyes don't do paka like that. So I'm just want to take this last one and then wind it down. Thank you so much and very good night to you. Because it's been back to back tonight. Has been a long program that we've done. And at least, the weekend will just be probably, relaxation or whatever, we see how it goes. So why are we talking about this individual tonight again? I now went on his Twitter page. And it says again, blah, 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 the same rhetorics. He's talking about Alimajiri. Let me see if I can go on his actual page. Okay, let me go on his page itself. And it says, and I quote, on his Twitter, Alimajiri is not only good, but wajib, provided that you cater fully for your children, for your child. Is school, clothing, hospital, accommodation, and transportation. Just as you do in search of Western education, there is no knowledge greater than the Quranic or the Quran. Al-Majiri or Al-Majiris is not a street begging, it is search for knowledge. It is therefore compulsory. Street begging is un-Islamic taboo, it must be stopped. This is the criminal that took away money from the aviation ministry. He told us, me and you, that Nigeria will have its own airline, but we didn't realize that it was lying. What he did was, he lied by giving us this false hope that Nigeria would have its own airline before Buhari leaves office. Let's go to the last one I want to pick on. Buhari's billionaire ex-aide and nephew, Tunde Sabiu, told Emefiele to redesign the Naira note. The CBN board were not involved. I could see Bayo Onanuga, blah, 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 blah. I hope by the time Tinubu finishes government and we can probe him as well, we can also hang anybody like they do in China, because that is what Bayo Onanuga is saying, that Emefiele should have been hanged. Emefiele would have been hanged if he was in China. We won't be able to know the damage or the corruption in Tinubu's government right now, even though there might be some filtering out and there. But by the time Tinubu goes and Nigeria still exists, you will get the next government will also talk about the corruption under Bola Tinubu presidency. So as Nigerians continue to bite hard during this difficult time, the economy is not smiling. People are not happy. But many will do nothing because we are too scared to do something. And if we try to do something, we all know that the military that are in support of these crime politicians, the criminal politicians, will come after every single one of us. The last one, we talked about it earlier in the kitchen during the broadcast, Guatemala. Why can't we bring bananas or gedejije, both the dry or whichever one, to UK to sell when we have opportunity of it in Ondo State? Thank you so much once again to every single one of us that have been in support of this platform from the beginning of the year. As the year continues to wind down, let us remember that not everybody that will be saying Happy New Year, because China does not agree that Happy New Year is 1st of January. Yoruba has its own system of government before the colonial era, but all that has been destroyed. If we do not attain to have our own self-government, we will continue to talk about the basic toilet, we will talk about the welfare, the insecurity, we will talk about so many things, and it will just be another political conversation. This is the reason why every single one of us must participate, must engage, must talk about it, and the only talk about it is when we say Yoruba nation is the final solution. As I leave us again tonight, I hope you've been able to pick one or two things, especially Nigeria has been used for another bad image where we can't have toilet for 6 years. I'm talking about toilet that they've built. We can't hold on to those toilets so that the next generation can have access to the same toilet. Those toilets has been so bad, it has also have effect. Mukiyawa Fatima Mustafa, Assalamu alaikum, on many of our loved ones. My name has been again Olayomi Koiki. My job is to educate in this lecture room. Yours is to take it. The one that you think is worth it, keep it. The one that you think is not worth it, throw it away. It's not about Bola Tinubu, like we always say. It's not about APC or PDP. It's about me and you. It's about me and you that needs to talk about the basic things of life. Those basic things of life means that you will not have access to those things. And if you are opportune to have it, what about those that doesn't have access to it? Do you get worried? Are you concerned about them? Or do you just move on? Because as we always say, if it doesn't concern me, I move on. Nigeria is literally at the verge of collapse. It is just that when date, time, all this will fall in place. And when it eventually falls in place, things will reset itself back. Your politicians are not going to do anything. They are part of the system, and they're part of the system that have kept us where we are today. They will never make any changes. They will never make any amendment. They will continue to tell you lies, and that lies will be built on, and they will tell you that they will fix it. Government is the same thing. Government can be done, and at the end of the day, some will just enjoy their life until they die, like Ajimobi died, like Guruji Kashamu died, and many of them like that. And the little money that they've left, their loved ones will continue to enjoy it, while me and you will just continue to be the puppet underneath them. Nobody's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves from the demonic country called Nigeria. And the last part, because we have just less than 10 minutes, I will read this again. Why the 1914 amalgamation is Nigeria's being. B-N-E-A. B-A-N-E. I told you the meaning already in the last previous program. If you've missed that, you might want to go back and watch that. Every problem Nigeria has ever faced, with the toilet issue, with the security, with the welfare, with the imbalance, the nepotism, Yoruba is there. We're only going to be giving to more Yorubas. Igbos want to be there. We're suspicious of each other. We don't trust them. The Igbos are taking our land. The Hausa wants to take our land. Everybody wants to take our land. Then let everybody go their separate ways. Mukiyawa beauty _Mokwe. Every problem Nigeria has ever faced and will ever face can be traced to that demonic event of the 1914, when the British merged the southern and the northern protectorate into one country that is today known as the most fraudulent country in the world. It's lies, telling lies upon itself, called Nigeria. Britain only did this for something, two purpose, for the administrative and the economic convenience for themselves. Nothing more. The action of the British can be compared to a man that decided to go and buy a herbivorous animal and a carnivorous animal. If you don't know those two, herbivorous are very, very quiet. What they do is they will be there, they feed on grass, while carnivorous eat itself. It can, I mean, I'm sure some of you have heard about dogs give birth and they eat the same. I mean, I'm sure some of you have come across those stories, and they're not just stories, they are reality. That is that is called the carnivorous. I won't care. They are violent. So when those dogs give birth, they can eat those children before you wake up in the morning. I'm sure some of you knows that. So the man that went to buy these two animals then wanted to transport them. This is the equivalent of Nigeria right now. They now put the two together in one cage. Ofi, carnivorous animal, Ati, and the herbivorous animal. Oko was in the same cage. When he could have spent more money, buy another cage, transport them separately. That is the Nigeria today. And general lesson, we will never trust each other. It does not matter how we want to play it. I don't marry you, Igbo wife. I don't do this. No, we are suspicious of each other, and that will continue till thy kingdom come until Nigeria fold apart. This man knew that the herbivorous feed on herbs, and they are very harmless and easygoing, while the carnivorous feed on flesh, and they are most times very aggressive and violent. In other words, the herbivorous animals in that cage might end up as a meat for the carnivorous ones even before the man will reach his destination. He knew all this but still chose to put both animals together. Do we need the brain of Albert Einstein to figure out that the fact that the welfare of these animals was the last thing on the minds of this person? Okay, just reason. So in terms of the way, what they've done is they've kept us together. Oh, don't worry, we've given you independence, but go and deal with all the problems that you can face inside it. Even during the time that the British were living with us, they knew that every single one of us have different characteristics. We are different people. We are different culture. We are different people. But yet, they kept us together and let everybody chop each other. The one way they do fake drug, the one way they do ritualists, the one way they do this, the one way they do that. And we're all looking for one good leadership among ourselves. There will never be one, because we're three different people. Let's go further swiftly because I have 6 minutes. Even my 3-month-old niece knows that the North and the South are absolutely little in common. Not the same language, not the same culture, not the same religion, not the same ancestry, ancestry, not even the same worldviews. Such can possibly live together as one country. That is what they've asked us to do. So wako ẹranko tó ń jẹ ewé tó lára tútù, wọ́n gbé tó ń jẹ arẹ́, wọ́n kó papọ̀. And that is why lóní àwọn ìfúnjẹra wọn. If we are fighting each other in-house as a country, as Yoruba people, oh yes, that is fine. Germans fight their government because they believe that their government will not do what they want. Hello, Argentina, they voted somebody in and already there's a massive protest in Argentina. But the Yorubas are waiting for a miracle to happen in that shithole country called Nigeria that cannot fix toilets for 6 years. We only maintain toilet for 6 years. That is exactly what we have been saying. For 63 years, they've not been able to maintain my life and your life. We have all lived in denial. 5 minutes before the end of the program. Nigeria is many nations forced to remain within an unworkable forced marriage. Nigeria is not a country. It's not a nation because itself, it has the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, and there's so many other individual ethnic indigenous people. The amalgamation was born out of compulsion. That line, when we read our nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity in our national anthem is one hell of a dirty lie. Where is the freedom? Where is the peace? Where can I find the unity? Can I go to the north and find peace? Maybe, maybe not. But I don't want to live in a Sharia society. I want to be in a secular society where my views will be heard and I will be who I want to be. I really think we have had enough of this rhetoric, the lies, the delusion. It is high time that we got down to the real business of paying ourselves the courtesy of being blunt. That is what we have done in 3 years. We have been very, very blunt, and some of you have called us names. Some of you have asked us, come back home and let's do it together. And when we came back home, we never saw any single one of you when I was at home in 2021. Because some of you were preparing for 2023 shit-o election. The result is what you're facing tonight. And that is why some of you, I just pray you enjoy the festival period that is just 48 hours away from now. The One Nigeria, which is the last one I'm going to say before I close the broadcast tonight. The One Nigeria slogan is one of the biggest organized lies of the century. I am one Nigeria. We are one Nigeria. I am a Nigerian. Is all biggest lie. And if you don't believe that, go back and ask why we were told that Mungo Park founded River Niger, the biggest lie that the West told us. My name is Olami Koiki, and I hope you've taken one or two things out of the broadcast tonight. If not, well, there's nothing I can do to help you because we will always agree to disagree. But one thing is, on the Yoruba nation, I'm sure we all have to agree at some point. Whether you like it or not, Tinubu has a timeline to exit the power, just like Osibajo have exited, just like Buhari, dead or alive, have exited, just like Jonathan have done the same thing, and those that have died in the past. So if you're still on the mind that Tinubu will be there as a king, as a Nigerian president, no, Tinubu is there for just a very, very short period of time. At just 2 minutes before midnight or 2 minutes before 1 a.m. in London, today is now the 23rd of December 2023. My name has been Olami Koiki. I wish you the rest of the holiday period, as many of us are now in the holiday mood. As again, let us have a great time if you can. And if you can help somebody at home, do so. And if you can't, just pray for them. As I say all the time, God will not come down. He would expect us to activate, and He will protect us during that very difficult time. It will be a rough journey, but we will get there. Thank you so much to Professor Banji Akintoye. Thank you so much to all our leaders. Thank you so much to Dr. Sunday Gbowosha. Thank you so much to everyone that is working tirelessly to wake the minds of Yoruba people that Ileto law, the time is now, and it has to be now without too late. Orayola Masun, Odaro. Ìgbàgbọ́ láti bẹ̀rù ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ìkẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòmú tó dára. Ọmọ Odùduwà, ọmọ Odùduwà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mustaiti, my big auntie, Yeti Queen. Thank you so much. Odaro, Orayola Masun. Love you all. Shalom.